What so proudly we hail by the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch.
This lady sucks.
We're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Yep.
Who is this? Is this somebody's kid? Hell yeah, baby! Let's have a Tuesday, baby! Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! God bless America! Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Couple of Balls Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. This program starts right now. What a night last night as the Home Run Derby obviously took over the world, and the worst national anthem in the history of national anthems took place by a 4-time Grammy nominee somehow. We had a chance to experience it just moments ago, and I'll tell you what, that song is tough to make sound terrible. That lady certainly did it, but bombs were hit, and we have a brand new Home Run Derby champion. Now, will we talk about it? Maybe, because we're in the middle of a dead time, but we got a lot of guests lined up. And whenever I said a couple of Pauls, you're probably wondering yourself, how many Pauls do you know? Well, don't think about the first name, think about the last name. Rich Paul, the NBA agent, obviously LeBron James's agent, Bronny James's agent, and every other player that plays in the NBA's agent will be joining us in about 27 minutes or so. Logan Paul will not join us. Jake Paul will join us under a new nickname. His name is El Gallo, the Rooster. He'll be fighting this weekend against Platinum Mike Perry down in Tampa, and obviously Jake Paul is an electrifying figure. Cannot wait to hear his thoughts on Mike Perry substituting for Mike Tyson, how the training has gone, and this guy is the most dangerous opponent he's fought yet. Now obviously that's Nate Diaz, and he's fought many others. This guy he's fighting this weekend, bare knuckle boxer.
Yeah.
So he's in there throwing bare knuckles. So he's got a tough jaw, we assume. He's got good hands. He's able to move. He's able to land punches. How will Jake Paul fare? We shall see. How does he feel? We assume amazing. Cannot wait to chat with the man, Dan Orlovsky, who's been on ESPN all morning having the same exact conversation for the past 3 shows, will join us in 6 minutes, and we'll probably just cook him and ESPN as a whole for a lot of the shit they've been putting out from ESPN's people. Now, there is a top 100 list that is coming out from ESPN people, and I'll tell you what, it is the epitome of everything that everybody hates about ESPN. What they chose to do in ranking the top 100 athletes of like 21st century, they only gave us like 50 to 100 yesterday. What a shit show. What an absolutely terrible list, and we'll blame Dan Orlovsky for that. So he'll be joining us in about 6 minutes. We can't wait for that. The Talks Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. How about that national anthem for that lady that has 4 Grammys?
Yeah, I mean, 4 Grammys. We also have to talk about whoever's doing these Grammy nominees, but if you were in that situation, you just got to kind of look around, see the people laughing at you, and then maybe just on purpose forget the lyrics. You know, because
well, she did there. Prue.
I mean, but you heard the crowd on the I forget.
Star.
Yeah,
that's Dallas Stars. They're in Arlington.
Bingo. Let them take it. You know, you need to have a little bit of self-awareness. Now, maybe she didn't have ears in. Maybe she didn't hear herself. Maybe she thought, like, holy shit, I am cooking this national anthem right now. These people are loving it.
Is there a time more than now we needed a national anthem?
Absolutely. Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. That was maybe the most important national anthem in the history of the song, and
she just ruined it.
She did. It fell flat.
Brutal.
She didn't holster a gun.
No.
Where's the ball?
She could not. She couldn't get
Didn't get it in there.
Not one line. Could not figure it out. But that's probably, she felt the weight of the country on her vocal cords.
Oh, too much, maybe.
At that exact moment. You know, just a couple days removed from an assassination attempt, with the entire country obviously being chatted about in a way from around the globe that none of us love. And it's like, now we got America's pastime happening, home run derby. This is all that is good. You go ahead and start this entire thing, lady. We need you to crush it. We got a 4-time Grammy nominee. These people at ESPN that probably hired this person, or the MLB lady, people that hired this lady, they're like, we gotta. And she goes out there, I'm gonna do this. I mean, that should not be the story of the home run derby, but it certainly was. What happened in the home run derby? Did we love it? Did we hate it? Because I was watching Monday Night Raw.
Sure.
Mommy's back.
Obviously.
There's a lot that took place on Monday Night Raw. But what happened in the home run derby? I heard it went till about 2 a.m. Is that accurate?
Yeah, so it's tough for me because historically I do love the home run derby, and I think at its core, like, there is something in there that it could be awesome. But as the years have passed, like, it's just gotten... It's just not that entertaining anymore. So they change. You know, you get 40 pitches, way too many. Like way too many. You can't be throwing every guy 40 pitches. Like, that's a lot. It takes a lot of time, and then it kind of just, like, guys are just hitting liners. Like, the whole point of the home run derby, when it was good, they do it at Fenway.
Ooh.
And you got guys like Mark McGwire, who there's you know, I mean, they have the Green Monster, but it's shorter. Guys are hitting just massive bombs, and now it's just like, it's guys who are great at baseball, make no mistake about it, but they're not like these like massive sluggers like they used to be.
We need Paul Skeens in the home run derby.
Sure.
Okay, is that what we need?
They need Aaron Judge. They need
out.
Shohei Ohtani, and they need Giancarlo Stanton. Like, they need guys who are known for hitting home runs. Like,
But what do they say? They say that it ruins their swing for the season, right?
allegedly, like, I think part of that is kind of bullshit, but that's also why you could change it. If you go back to 10 outs, where like it's potential that like you're only taking 11 you're taking 11 swings. You only hit a couple homers, as opposed to if these guys are swinging to hit homers for 40 pitches in a row. Like, yeah, that could mess up your swing, because at the end of the night, you're swinging 100 home run swings instead of just trying to, like, you know, hit the ball.
We love the fact that the All-Star Week has launched.
For sure.
And we love that it is home run derby is something I think a lot of people look forward to, but it's almost like preseason football.
Yeah.
You know, like, we look forward to it, then every time it happens, we're like, all right. Because if you get stuck in like a bad couple batters,
bingo,
it's like,
dead.
that's 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Brutal.
And Carl Ravitch is obviously a dog and very entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
He can only do so much. And then the way they cover it with the split screen, I watched it this morning, and it was like, I think it's something I should love, the home run derby, because I just love dingers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like big meatheads swinging the bat as hard as they can, trying to hit it as far as they possibly can. That is what baseball is like, electrifying. You go back to whenever they were all on steroids.
Yeah.
The reason why we loved it is because they were hitting the ball so far.
Because
they were just eating needles and just whatever they could. And the reason why baseball was so hot is because balls were traveling so far. So home run derby, in theory, is everything that is good about baseball. Now, granted, Paul Skeens is needle mover.
For sure.
And like him pitching is that. But the home run is what every human enjoys. So the fact that it's become this thing that I think they've tried to fix something that's not broke almost.
Yeah,
for
sure. And they try to like redo the wheel almost.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's just put the big baseball hitting whacker guys in there and see who can hit the most and who can hit the farthest, and let's just move on. We don't need technicalities, rules, this, that. Like, let's be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think we should have BP pitchers.
Some of the guys are, but yeah, I mean, that's, you know, being able to pick whoever you want, but like, who is it? Paston said yesterday, you know, and granted, the guy played in the majors, but like some of these guys are picking like just like one of their buddies. You know, it's like a lifelong dream. Hey, this is pretty sweet. My friend from grade school gets to throw to me, but then
if they don't pick them, they're an asshole.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. So you got to take that decision out of their hands.
Exactly. Sure. Because they go up there and can't throw a strike and embarrass them.
Well, Bryce Harper picked his dad.
Yeah,
you don't like your dad as much as Bryce likes his dad. It's like, take that decision out of their life, you know, and just say, I would have picked my dad or my best friend.
Yeah,
same pitcher.
I would have, my high school coach, I would have picked. But instead, they don't let me anymore. So that's not the way the entire thing goes. Because when you got 70-mile-an-hour balls coming over the plate, you know, faster in, harder out.
Bingo.
And then whenever you're at the end of that thing, it's like 72-mile-an-hour balls. That's top. You got to be You got to hit monster shots.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not going to have 450-yard bombs with 70-mile-an-hour pitches. I don't know. They got to figure it out because the home run derby could be awesome.
For sure.
Also, we need that lady to never touch our song again.
Well, that's one thing the MLB does, too, is they try to get too cute with that bullshit. You know, just like, hey, bring Zach Brown or someone up. Like, let's
Parker
go.
McCollum.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's he?
Yeah, he lives in Texas. I mean, I don't know if he's there right now, you know, but, like, let's get someone who we know is
George Strait.
George Strait. Boom. Was just at Kyle Field, you know. Let's get him out there, okay? We know he'll deliver a good national anthem. Let's not get cute.
Samantha Irvin, WWE.
Oh.
That was maybe the greatest national anthem I've ever heard whenever she was up there in Canada. And some Canadian dude from Canada's Got Talent, who the WWE Universe does not know, had to walk up there and sing Oh Canada immediately after Samantha Irvin did what she did to the national anthem. It's like, good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
That is what we need, though. Oh, whatever that was.
No, that's tough.
I don't think that lady's ever, maybe.
Have her do the Canadian. I bet she crushes the Canadian national anthem.
The Canada one's pretty easy. That's like a group sing one.
Yeah.
They do have like a much better vibe. We're not doing the whole thing. We can't do the whole thing.
No.
It's a great country.
I mean, I don't know. Is it?
I think it is. I think it is. I've been there. I was there last week. I think.
I've seen some photos of the president. That's all I know.
All right, that was back
Prime
in the day.
Minister, brother.
Well, exactly. See? No thanks.
What is the one in England? God save the king.
God
Queen?
save the. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, now the king.
Now,
Yeah.
yeah.
They need to save his fingers. Those things are really too big.
Yeah.
That
Done
is
for.
a
Save him
health
from his
problem.
mouth. Yeah.
But when we were over there for that football game against the Jags, and God Save the Queen came on, do you remember that? They had opera singer, come out.
Susan Boyle.
It wasn't Susan Boyle.
Should have been.
Would have been sick.
Yeah.
That old lady got pipes.
She's
Yeah, she does.
I mean, she's got absolute
Junkyard
pipes.
dog.
And she was just walking around regular life, just doing that. And everybody's like, you got. And then she walks out there, and Simon Cowell's like,
Yeah.
holy shit, we're going to make so much money today. But the God Save the Queen moment during that game in London was really cool. I mean, the whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you watch like Argentina and Colombia, and you watch these international events where everybody is singing every word.
Crying.
Like so passionate about that. And you think about some of the things going on in some of those countries, you know, and the amount of pride. You got people climbing through vents to go watch their country do things. And then when national anthem comes on, it's like, great. So we need to make sure that our national anthem is represented.
Absolutely.
Okay? Going forward.
Right.
Now, a man who has slept an hour and a half because he was up all night sending DMs to fake 17-year-old boys
Yep.
to have them join his NCAA 2K25 football roster. Ladies and gentlemen, 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler. D-Butch, you walked in here, eyes closed.
Yep.
Okay,
Dragon.
Long night, trying to build a dynasty. How was NCAA 2K25? And I didn't know you guys had to recruit fake kids.
Oh, yeah. have
They're
to.
not fake.
You know, so some people recruit a little more than others. I am a auto recruiter. So
son of
some
a
people,
bitch.
yeah, some
You
people
son
may
of
call
a
me
bitch.
sellouts. You know, some other names. But
Fraud.
Take the sticks away
Hey,
from them.
I like to play. All right, I'm
How's
gonna
the game?
those. The gameplay is great. It's smooth. We've all talked about it this morning. Great gameplay. Colorado's my team. I like good quarterbacks. Shador, obviously accurate quarterback. Travis Hunter goes both ways. Dynamic. Got to get used to the wear and tear
right?
stuff. It got some realistic, like, you know,
Pose.
I can't keep handing my running back the ball in my 4-minute drill. Got to do something about that. He gets banged up from time to time. But the recruiting, they got, you know, whatever you like to do. If you like to just recruit, get in the
I
trenches.
don't understand this. So please explain this to me.
Nobody
As somebody who's
likes-
never played again. I have to recruit fake
Like-
17-year-olds on this damn game?
Gotta stop
Pat-
saying fake, brother.
Pat, you got to
real
check
kids.
You got to check their socials.
Yeah.
You got to send people to their house. You got to reach out to the family.
You guys are signing up to do the.
Oh, yeah.
Think about what coaching.
Oh, yeah.
Try to build something here, man.
Listen to, like, people in the coaching world are like, what's the worst job? College football.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because you got to recruit 17-year-olds and act like their opinion matters when they haven't proven shit at all. But you got to act like they're the best. You guys are like, I can't wait. This video game, get me in here talking to these kids. Are you recruiting freshmen trying to get ahead of schedule?
Oh,
here?
no. Right now, we're just dealing with the senior class. I don't know what these boys' pipeline is, but I'm getting every...
How's this generation? Are they a little entitled? You got to talk to them as if they...
Well, that's why you got to scout. You know, it's not just recruiting. You got to scout these boys, see if they're headstrong, see if they're kind of wishy-washy. That's why, you know, the scouting is just as important because...
So we're scouting, we're recruiting, we're coaching. You
Got-
guys
you
are
gotta
signing
pay-
up for a job?
You got to
Yeah.
pay attention to your own roster, too. Your kids
That's right.
see their threat of transferring and getting out of there. If they're not getting the ball,
So
they're
can
not
you
happy.
recruit D-Butts team?
I could, but I don't touch the portal. I don't want those quitting bitches.
You're
on my
Dabo
team.
Sweeney. Okay.
Yeah, bingo. I don't want them. I want the Utes. I'm going strictly to Hawaii. That's my pipeline, baby. Always Utah Utes, baby. Go Utes!
All right.
There you go. I mean,
Come on.
I had a
Coach
dog
showed
fight
up.
with the youth last night.
Coach showed up on a Harley tour show last year.
Yeah, unfortunately, he had to step down because Dutch Danger is coming up through the ranks.
Joining us now is not Dutch Danger, but it is a man who's been singing the same song for the last 4 hours on ESPN.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, former NCAA 2K
Oh, yeah.
icon.
Yeah.
quarterback star.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest heads of hair in sports and one of the loudest mouths in sports, Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, Dano.
Hey, you recruiting kids, dude? You playing this NCAA 2K25 game, Dano, or are you too busy talking about the same thing on TV for 5 hours?
I played it yesterday. I did not know there was a countdown, so I got fired up, went down to the basement, and then downloaded it, and there was like a 4-hour wait, so that was a killer. But I played it yesterday. Took Florida. My son was Georgia, and I beat the absolute tar out of him. It was awesome.
Yeah, you need to watch that. Kirby Smart's going to hear what you're saying. He's going to revoke your son's privileges to playing with the dogs.
Sure.
He's going to take
Not
the
gonna lie, Georgia's offensive line stunk in the game. I don't know if it's real,
Wow.
but they were bad in the game.
Okay, so Dan, this is what I'm planning on doing. I suck at video games. Obviously, you're pretty good. And if I was a great quarterback in one of these games in the past, I probably would have learned how to be great too, so I could literally dunk on people.
98 overall, no big deal.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That's what you were?
Wait, what?
98 overall in the college one. Well, hold on, D. But we don't need such a surprise out of you.
98.
That's Pat White.
Yeah, exactly.
You were Pat White.
That's AJ Hawk.
That's not real.
You were not Pat White on that game. What are we
Take in.
Dan, you were 98.
98 overall. Yeah, cover athlete, no big deal.
You're a cover athlete?
People need to show you a lot more respect.
I apologize for the disrespect.
Yeah, people need to show you, us included. All right,
Well-
Dan, let's take Dan off the screen. Please, can we take Dan off the screen? Boys, let's commit to showing this guy a little bit more fucking respect.
I agree. I agree.
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know.
can we mute that thing? So we need to, all in favor of showing 98
98 overall.
cover guy?
I mean, look, I'm recruiting 99s, so I don't know. Up to you guys. Up to you guys.
All right, bring him back. Dan, it's great to see you. What a legend you are, dude.
Yeah, I heard all that, by the way. It wasn't muted. I heard it all.
Well, so you heard Dutch Danger is the only one who's maybe going to take your spot. I do appreciate the fact that you were an incredible quarterback at UConn, and you just so happened to run into a buzzsaw a couple times. That is the West Virginia Mountaineers. But the whole college football being back video game obviously means that we're right around the corner from football actually happening. Houston Texans are reporting to camp tomorrow. Okay, they are actually vets and rookies are reporting to camp tomorrow. This seems earlier than ever. I asked Schefter about it. He said it's kind of been a natural evolution, let alone whenever they go to the 18 games, which will be inevitable. But now is the time for all these, the Dan wagon's about to come out, where you start latching your wagon to like 7, 8 different quarterbacks. And then whenever we get to November, December, you can go back and say, I said.
Told you.
Bingo.
I knew it.
I wish I had an arm extendo so I could pat my back a few more times, is what Dan Orlovsky does about November, December. But this top 10 quarterback ranking thing that came out, that ESPN asked executives and scouts and coaches for their ranking came out, and you've been talking about this all morning. I've seen you get very heated. I didn't hear everything you said, but I saw your eyes get real big with what everybody else has said. How do you feel about this list? Is this where you kind of sit it? And is this the dumbest thing of all time to kind of take the ideas of a slew of people and try to make it as if it's one person's concept?
Yeah, so I've been on this for, I feel like a couple years now, but certainly this offseason that the whole top 5, top 10 quarterback conversation probably needs to be altered to a top 8, top 14 group because we just have so many good high level.
So 5 goes to 8, 10 goes to 14.
Okay.
Well, like look at this list right here. Okay, so give me your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. You're going to piss some people off and you're not going to give certain guys like their proper justice when it comes to top group. Like Justin Herbert obviously is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. CJ Stroud obviously a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Aaron, when healthy, obviously a top 5. But I'm not taking Lamar or Josh or Matthew out. So that's what I'm saying. Like there's the group of high-end quarterbacks is greater than it was years ago, and so many of them are young. So that's part of this when it comes to that grouping. You guys have heard me say that, that I think we need to have a bigger conversation about the numbers that we use when it comes to that stuff.
All right, hey, hold on one second, though. Let's do the bigger conversation, and let's just actually try to change sports media here. The quarterback obviously makes all the money, gets all the credit, gets all the blame, which is certainly unfair. And it's been obviously categorized as the hardest position in all of sports because everything you have to know. But, man, the situation around you really, really alters everything. I mean, it certainly
if we had
changes.
a conversation about it, Pat, if you took this list that has, 16 names on it, right? How many of those guys do most teams, or how many of those guys win games for their team? More often than not every game, but you as an organization win games because of those guys. Patrick, for sure, yes, right?
Yeah, I would say. But
Josh Allen, for sure, yes.
But they ran the ball and played great defense last year.
Right.
So that was their entire thing.
Defense.
That was their entire thing. Patrick Mahomes actually came out last year and said, I've had to learn to be a guy that understands that, hey, our defense can win us a game and our run game can. He said he actually evolved and became a better quarterback because it wasn't just me. So it's like Patrick Mahomes could definitely win you a game. We all 1,000% agree. But last year, that wasn't the story of the Chiefs team that won a bunch of games and won the Super Bowl. So I assume there's some asshole that's in that list that could vote and be like, oh, is Patrick still? It's like, so so you know what I'm saying? Like Joe Burrow, definitely.
Totally.
Joe Burrow is definitely a guy, but without Mixon in the backfield, is that going to be a different, it's
Lamar.
like all these things are so subjective and difficult. And even from my position, Andrew Luck won a lot of games whenever we were behind. And then he would just come figure out the other team, and boom, we come back and win that thing. I'm the punter. Lowest, on the entire thing. Let's say in the middle of one of those comebacks, I hit a shank.
Yeah.
And just give the other team short field. All of a sudden, Andrew Luck's comeback of this guy's was ruined by the person that's the bottom of the roster, last person, because the other team was able to kick a field goal and he wasn't able to come back and win. It's like everything is so ridiculously dependent upon other shit that all this stuff just gets like kind of blown out of proportion. I legitimately feel that way. But boy, is it good fodder just to say, you said C.J. Stroud with 1 year in his belt, certainly top 5. Then you said Aaron Rodgers, well, if he's healthy. Like, that is certainly a whole conversation.
Then a guy like Brock, speaking of the team, a guy like Brock Purdy, who's put up unbelievable numbers since he's been the guy. Everybody just looks at, the surrounding cast, the great defense, the great play caller, all these different things. But he's going out there every week and been, typically the best play caller on the field, the best, trigger man on the field week in and week out. So, but he's not even in the top 10. Come on, Dan. So now I know this is.
That's what we're saying.
Sure
it's hard to take all this serious. Yeah, it's hard to take it all seriously because you were the first guy to say this Brock Purdy guy sucks. Isn't that Dan Orlovsky?
He did.
Was that you, Dan?
Mac Jones.
Oh yeah, you dropped
Sam Darnold.
No, you guys are making that up. I didn't say that.
But aren't you?
I actually said the opposite.
No, that is a lie.
We can pull that.
Gumpy will find
100% a fact.
You need to compliment Gumpy soon because if not, Gumpy will just put his little splunking flashlight on and he will go back and hear you say, you put Mac Jones in that San Francisco, he would do just as
better.
good.
Yeah,
maybe even better, I think.
Win multiple Super Bowls.
But you said that as just like a take on Kyle Shanahan. It wasn't a take on Brock Purdy. But whenever you look at this list and like you think about everything we just chatted about, Dan, do you think it's mightily unfair the way we talk about quarterbacks? Do you think it is 100% how we should because how much money they're making? They should be the ones that take all the blames. And how do you think the quarterbacks feel about getting all the credit whenever they know that their team is potentially the ones that helped them out, and then also taking all the blame? Like just the state of all this shit as a quarterback. How do you think it goes?
Yeah, I think the way that we talk about quarterbacks is awful, and that's when I feel like I have, Pat, when I first got into TV, I remember people asking, and I would always say, one of the reasons why I want to do this is because I want everyone to realize there's other good quarterbacks in the world other than Tom Brady, or there's other good coaches in the world other than Bill Belichick. And we talk about quarterbacks in either the lateral comparison to where they were drafted and how much money they get paid, or in the lateral comparison to who else is the best one going. So it was always, well, Peyton Manning, but he's not Tom Brady. And, well, that doesn't mean Peyton Manning's not unbelievable, but he's not Tom Brady. Well, it doesn't mean that he's not unbelievable. Well, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, well, they're not Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't mean that they're not unbelievable. And so it's always this comparison game, and and that's kind of why I brought up that point initially of how many of these guys do we truly believe win games for their organization? And there's not a ton of them. There's maybe 5, 6 at the max. That doesn't mean that those other guys, the 7, 8, 9 to 14, 15 world, they're not awesome players. They're not in that unbelievable stratosphere, and they need maybe they need a little bit better pass protection or more another third option as the pass catcher, because they're not those guys. So yeah, the way we talk about quarterbacks is ridiculous, and that's why people hate me.
In my eyes, well, but then you do a great job. You got to take hacks at everything.
Yep,
it's awesome.
I mean, it's your job. I mean, you have to. It's
the voice of quarterbacks
of football.
Yeah. When you speak of the quarterback position, Dan is
the guy.
Man,
he's got a little iPad with a little touchscreen.
Yep.
Or he does a full-on song and dance about it.
Good stuff.
It's very good shit. Yeah. It is.
Like Kirk Cousins should be in your top 10.
Really?
I mean, 5 of his last 6 years, his passer rating's over 100. Last year, he was on track for like 40 touchdowns and 10 picks before the injury.
On track.
I'm a Cousins guy personally,
really
but I think the way these guys should be judged is just like, I think there's the great ones, and you know who the hell they are. Okay, we know who the great ones are.
Yes.
There's only a few of them, and that's the reason why they're the great ones. Like, you can't just have. Then there's like really good guys, and then there's guys that suck.
Yeah.
And like those guys will be out of the league. The good guys are going to make good money. The great ones are going to be remembered forever. But it's all about the situation around them. That is literally like the entirety of the conversation. And I mentioned like me shanking a punt on our comeback and maybe giving the other team field position where they can kick a field goal, and Luck wins another one, or Luck loses a game and he wasn't able to finish it. Because it's me, it's like the Brock Purdy story at Cleveland. You remember how dominant Cleveland was at home, that defense and everything like that? Mm-hmm. Without Debo gets hurt in that game,
and
right?
Trent,
and we're watching without Trent Williams. If Moody makes a kick,
missed field goal.
But Brock Purdy goes into Cleveland without Debo, without his left tackle, and wins. But Moody, who was an incredible, I love Mood. Mood's a good dude. He stepped in there, big games immediately. He's a great player. You're going to miss a kick every once in a while. But Brock gets blamed for that 3-game slide. He's like, well, he came back to earth. Remember, he threw a couple picks. It's like, they win that game. Nobody even remembers that. So it's just, it's a fucking wild position to talk about. And because there's so many things that go into the success of everybody on the field in football. Obviously, the quarterback, who's dependent upon everybody.
I mean, look at Jalen Hurts. Like 2 years ago, he almost wins the MVP, and he takes the Eagles to the Super Bowl, and then he loses his offensive coordinator, who's one of the best play callers in the NFL, and then last year it doesn't play as good. The Eagles kind of implode, and now it's like, hey, this guy can't crack the top 10. Where he was highest paid quarter at the time, highest contract ever. Like we were talking about him being like a top 5 quarterback.
So let's look at these situations and say, okay, which ones look like they're going to be successful? Okay, Chiefs. Yeah,
for sure.
Cincy, yeah, I'm thinking they're going to be just because they're going to be able to keep.
They'll be awesome.
I think Josh Allen is always going to have that Buffalo Bills team good, but I think there's some question.
Rebuild new receiver,
top
room,
2,
basically.
There's
good tight ends, good run game, but
like, is Von Miller going to come back and be like Vaughn?
Yeah, I mean, Poyer's gone. Is Micah going to come back? They lost Trey White, Mitch Morris, their starting center's gone.
It's like I believe in Josh Allen, but if the team is not if they have a tough year, are people just going to kill Josh Allen?
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They're just going to murder Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson, he has Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he's going to be very good this year.
And Patrick Ricard.
And he won MVP last year.
Yeah, and Isaiah Likely with Mark.
That's the one, though, that is a little bit more interesting to me than the Allen one. Like, those two receivers. Well, because those two receivers in Baltimore, there is a little bit of an unknown. I like in Buffalo, I know that tailback is dynamic in the pass game. I know those 2 tight ends are dynamic in the pass game. Can Rashad Bateman stay healthy long enough to kind of allow his talent to...
Likely and Andrews.
Those are 2 really good tight ends.
Derrick Henry. Pat Ricard.
Totally, but...
Zay Flowers.
Flowers. The Bills' number 1 wide receivers are
next step.
They got Chase Claypool, too. Let's not forget that.
Zay's got to take that big step.
Could you imagine if he is Mapletron one time again? He was so much fun.
It was.
Whenever he was a rookie with Ben Roethlisberger.
All time.
So much fun. He was so much fun to watch.
11-0.
He did say top 3. You got to have that attitude.
That's right. That's right.
We know that. But you said Baltimore, more question from Buffalo. Okay, let's continue to do that. How about the Rams, like with Stafford? Like Stafford, obviously.
I think they're going to be awesome.
Awesome? You think the Rams are going to be awesome?
Awesome. I think the Rams are going to be as difficult an offense to contend that we have in the league, maybe San Francisco, but like the Rams offensive line is going to be awesome. They took Blake Corum, so their 1-2 with Kyron is going to be devastating. The two receivers are fantastic, when it comes to like winning on the edge. So I think the Rams offense is going to be, I don't think Stafford throws for a gajillion yards because they're going to run the ball so much.
Okay, a gajillion would be insane, but that's a Stafford thing.
Yeah, and their defense is worse now, though. So, like, if their defense loses games and the team isn't as good as a whole, but he get buried.
Boom, he'll get buried.
Yeah.
But he'll have Cooper Kupp back, so who cares what happens on defensive side?
And no Aaron Donald.
That's a huge.
That's
huge.
Yeah.
Too, right?
What's that?
Didn't Raheem?
Yeah, Raheem.
He's gone.
So
Yeah.
DC gone?
And the
OC's
OC
gone. Yeah.
went with them.
Well, you still got.
You got
shot.
McAfee, yeah.
He's got great hair still.
He does.
Yeah.
Let's go to Did you see the Bolt? That building, clean.
Unbelievable.
I thought their owners didn't spend money.
Yeah.
Wasn't that kind of the thing?
Yeah, everyone said they're cheapskates.
But the practice facility is the one you got to pay for, right? Isn't that something that you have to pay? Or
They might have
That
found a
owner,
loophole.
that owner won with the Avalanche as well, and the Rams Super Bowl. A lot of money with Arsenal
Good
as well
point.
came in.
Kroenke.
Yeah.
Chargers?
No,
you're talking about
no.
Chargers.
Kroenke owns
Oh,
the
I thought you were
Rams.
talking about Rams. Sorry.
No, Chargers. The Bolt is
Yeah.
their new
Oh, my
practice
God.
facility.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
It was really
So
really
nice.
nice. Like we're talking
State of the art.
Harbaugh effect.
in Southern California too. That's like a very expensive real estate, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So they had to invest a lot of money in that. You bring Harbaugh in there. I think Herbert's in a great right. Darius, you picked the Chargers to win the Super Bowl. What was that the last 3 years in a row?
A couple years ago.
This year's like a real conversation almost. It feels.
I expect the playoff win.
No.
I expect the playoff win. I don't expect the Super Bowl run, but I
The
expect
Chargers?
the playoff win.
They lost everybody.
Don't have any receivers.
Dude, their
Keenan
skill
Allen,
group
Mike
is
Williams,
brutal.
Austin Eckler.
Okay, all right.
They got Joe Alto, and he's a big son of a bitch.
Yeah, they got Harbaugh. The only thing I think about is Harbaugh.
Yeah.
That is literally all. Harbaugh's going to figure out how to win a football game. That's legitimately how I view things. Chargers, though, all right. Texans, we think he's going to go back to back. CJ?
As far as win the division?
Yeah, I think team.
Yeah, I think they're. Obviously they're loaded. I still believe that if Anthony plays the whole season the way he did the first couple games last year, I think he could throw the whole conference into, like a tailspin. So Houston's loaded. They've got versatile weapons on offense. Everyone's got a unique role.
If they don't win multiple playoff games this year, sophomore slump for CJ.
Sure.
That's literally what's coming around the corner, which is it's just so ridiculous, I think. But hey, Dan, we appreciate you taking up 30 minutes with us on this glorious day. And I appreciate that we're going to change the narrative around the conversation about the quarterbacks.
Yes,
that's what we're doing, Dan. We're going to help you. We're going to help you on your mission, if that's okay.
You guys, best journalists going.
Yeah, you were at 93 in NCAA. You were at 93.
Dutch ain't touching you.
That's still very good. I'm sorry. Yeah.
93.
93 is very good. I mean,
Fourth best quarterback in the game.
The game.
he was a cover guy. And then,
So number 11 was who the fudge was
Who's
that?
that?
That's
Leinart?
Leinart.
yeah, Matt.
Matt Leinart.
And then
Leinart,
eight at the bottom
18.
is Rogers.
Oh, that's
Rodgers.
Same as Rogers.
Who's 18?
16.
I believe that's Jason White.
maybe?
Yep.
Jason
Yep.
White.
And then
Heisman.
16.
Bummer.
Was that Chase
16,
Daniel?
Hang on.
No.
No.
Young.
16. No, it wasn't VY. Brad Smith, maybe?
Ooh.
You're very much like Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know every name of every person that was rated above you. And we know most of the takes that you send out. Like when you're on Get Up and you say, you put Mac Jones in San Francisco, he would just like that. And Rex Ryan almost jumped out of the pier. He almost jumped out.
I told you for years this team stinks. They'll never win again. All right, because I'm telling you, they had their run with Brady. When they let him go, I told you they would never
What's
win
wrong
again.
about this?
They're not going to.
If Mac Jones was in San Francisco, he would be playing like Brock Purdy.
Pause. All right, Dan, we appreciate you, dude. Journalism.
I love that. That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, but you just said.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you're the best. Hey,
I didn't say Brock Purdy sucked. You guys said I said it. I didn't say that.
Okay, hey, amen. You didn't say. You're right, Dan. Hey, you're right in this star thing.
Said Mac Jones could do his job.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're the best, Dan. Will you join us every day, maybe for the next couple weeks?
I would love to.
Dan Orlovsky, we love you.
Yeah. Oh.
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best.
I never said that.
I was going to say, he can move the goalposts like no one I've ever met. It's awesome. That is a talent. It really is.
Oh, but they do trot him out for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Dan, need one.
Yeah.
Need one here. We need your best take you got.
17 minutes to fill. Okay, go.
And also, we need you to have film to back it up. He's got to go through film to find plays to do that entire thing, or at least tell somebody to do it. Then he still has to find play, do the entire thing. It's like Dan's life during the football season is just like, he's just on.
Yeah, nonstop.
Wait till one of the rookies has a good game. I can't. Personally, obviously, I'm hoping Drake May comes out week 1, slings it, and Dan all of a sudden, I think Drake May might be the best quarterback in the AFC East now.
Okay.
There's a chance.
All right, from Dan Orlovsky, who was once a 93 in NCAA 2K, to an agent who is a 100. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who represents the entire National Basketball Association, author, stud, entrepreneur, I assume he's already a bazillionaire, Rich Paul.
Yeah, Rich!
How are you, dude? How are you, man?
Fellas?
Hey, I think you got to move to your left. Yeah. Was that your left or right?
Okay. My left, yeah.
See, I never know. Because there's some times where people are off, and I don't know with the mirror effect and the camera if I'm right. That was your left. We'll remember that for future times. Rich, thank you for making time, man. I assume this is a very busy time for you, or no?
It is. I mean, it has been. I just came back from summer league, so that was that. But it's always busy. All year round is busy. So
okay. So Rich, good. At summer league, you're just telling everybody what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. That's how we view like your persuasion, we'll say, of the business side of the NBA between the players and the league. And we would like to say this before, you give your answer. Like every other league looks at the NBA and the way the players and the owners kind of operate and commissioner, and they're like, man, that's how we would like this to go. It's like consider player. And you're one of the massive pieces behind that entire process. So mad respect for getting to this point, especially as a guy that was selling jerseys out of the back of your car at one point to now doing this. Massive respect and incredible stuff. But you do just walk around and tell people what the hell they're going to do? Is that the Rich Paul life? Is that how that goes?
No. So summer league, again, I try to help the young guys have the proper perspective. As a former professional athlete, summer league for me, to my guys, is about building great habits. There's nobody in summer league that's going to necessarily translate, directly to the production level to their respective teams. You got guys that's going to average, 20 points a game in summer league and probably not even average 2 minutes in the game in the NBA. And then you got some prospects coming in that can show, hey, you made the right draft choice. I'm trending towards the right direction. So, look, all those young guys out there are trying to find a home. Some, have been there multiple times. Some is their first time. And so, for me, summer league for these guys just about building habits. How do you approach summer league? I ask the guys, what's your plan going in? If they say to me, I'm about to go in, I'm going to kill it. I say that's the wrong approach, because you have to be able to star in a role. So if you're going to kill it, then that means you're playing me basketball. That's not going to help you as a role player in the NBA. And 95% of the guys in the league are role players.
Okay, so having that conversation has to be incredibly difficult. In the NFL world, and I was a punter, so like special teams is where guys like make the team, like these young guys. But their entire lives, they were the stars of their teams. So like in Little League, in everything, you win the game for us. We're giving you the ball. We need you to play defense, offense. We need you to play quarterback right now. Then they go to college. They're the best on their entire campus. They are the best players. Then they get to the NFL, and it's like, hey, we need you to protect for a punt here. Yeah, you have to do this. They're learning a brand new technique pretty much, and they have to get humbled like very quick. Oh, yeah. In a matter of like 3 weeks, there's a process where you got to get just humbled quickly. Your ass is going to be on the bench. I assume you got to do that. How quickly are those conversations taking place with these people?
Very quickly.
Very quickly. Okay. And do they know they're going to be? Is G League like the special teams? Is that kind of like what special teams is?
I guess, but it depends. You can be in the G League and just to be in the G League, or you can be in the G League with a plan around you. You want to be in the G League with a plan around you. But I have these conversations prior to the draft. I have these conversations with guys that I know may be lottery picks or may be first-round picks. That doesn't mean anything. You still have to get to the league, and you have to define what your role is and start in that role and be willing to, do things that you might not have been asked to do coming up. And that's the tough part about going into the NBA. All these guys are highly ranked, McDonald's All-Americans, etc. It was the best players on their team. But now you get to that tip of that pyramid in the NBA, and you become one of 450, and you're probably at the lower half of the 450, right? And so how do you maintain value? How do you maintain getting the opportunity? And when you talk about, a talent, people think, oh, well, he averaged 20 points, 25 points. Why shouldn't he be playing? It's not just the level of production. It's habits, it's character, it's, how you treat others. There's so many different components that boxes you have to check in order to maintain an opportunity in the NBA. And so I try to put that in front of everybody early. Some people choose to listen, some people don't. But for those that do, then they get to take the next step. And then if you get the opportunity consistently, then you can start to do other things that your talent allows you to do to develop into a budding star. Prime example, Tyrese Maxey. Remember during those season, Tyrese Maxey, first of all, they wanted to send him down to the G League. They wasn't going to even draft him, first of all. Then they was going to send him down to the G League. Then they decided to play him a little bit. It was COVID. There was a game that was guys set out. He scored 40 points against Denver, I think, in the game. We talked after that game. I said, Tyrese, great game, but you won't play the next 10 games. He was so confused. I'm like, yeah, those 40 points mean nothing, in terms of where you're at in the pecking order. Now, today he's a max player, but he's never allowed himself to make it about him. When he didn't play, he came to practice every day, was early, was a great energy in the locker room, etc. When he got his opportunity to play, he took advantage of it. And that's called being a pro.
Okay, so is that your big weapon? Is that why you represent everybody? Is because they see obviously the success you've had, guys coming up and they're like, they'll take your criticism. They'll take your criticism almost because that's what that is, isn't it? And it's kind of coaching, guidance, everything like that.
Yeah, for the guys I actually represent, but everybody's not open-minded to that. Everybody doesn't have that around them. Some people like to be told what they want to hear, and that's just I don't represent those guys, so it's fine. But for those that I do represent, it's going to be a very matter-of-fact conversation no matter what, and we're going to hold each other accountable. We're going to respect each other. But at the end of the day, I have to shoot it straight because the league shoots it straight and life shoots it straight. So that's how I was raised.
So that's awesome, by the way. Need a lot more of that in society as a whole, which would be sweet. Which, author, I had your book up here. Ugh.
Okay. I know you're a big supporter. I'm re-releasing it, the paperback. So, I is able to get to some other areas that couldn't receive it. But
how many pages? How many pages is the paperback?
Probably the same. It's not.
Is that enough to put on a side? Those paperbacks are a little flimsy.
Yeah, sometimes.
I don't know if I'll be able to have that thing stand right here. I don't know if I'll be able to have that.
No, but you got the hard copy of the book.
Yeah, I don't know where. What I'm saying, Rich, is I have no idea where the fuck that book went. Wait, whoa.
There it is.
Boom. Found it.
Boom.
Boom. Lucky me. No, it's a story of a guy. I think I told you this last time we talked. You're one of the most successful, just hustlers of all time. And then you start listening and talking about why it kind of comes together. It's like a great message. And I think what you stand for, I don't know a lot of people fully comprehend or maybe don't really want to listen to. But
most people think he's friends with LeBron. So
bingo.
He's successful. But that's, ignorance is bliss. You know how that goes.
Yeah, you got to keep it going. I mean, people talk a lot of shit about me. You have an ability to block it out. For me, I listen to it. I almost want to every single time be like you. But nonetheless, the big conversation about you saying you're shooting it straight and you and your clients being able to talk. Draft night with Bronny, and we have to talk about Bronny, obviously, have to. So, especially now with everything that's taking place. But
this was planned prior. You guys were off, so it's fine.
Bingo. We were supposed to, I think, day after draft. It was the first day we were back. You're almost on plane gonna do it after round 2, I think, the day after round 2. But we weren't able to connect to the plane. So you need to figure out your Wi-Fi up there.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, we sold enough books. We've done enough shit. Okay, we should have the good Wi-Fi up there. But we were supposed to come on here and chat about this. The story of draft night was you were basically calling teams and saying he's going to go to Australia. Now, then we heard other people say hey, this is a thing that does happen. In the NBA, hey, this is a much better. How much of that is true, and what are those conversations whenever you're talking to teams on those types of emails?
No, I think the matter of fact thing is, you have relationships with people and you make the calls. They respect each other. They understand why, and they understand, what was at stake in this case. And so, there were several teams that had interest in Bronny, but you do have the calls and you talk about it, and they understand it. So that's just relationships throughout the league. The Australia thing, that is what it is. But in terms of just having real conversations with people that actually had real interest, and asking them or having a conversation of why you felt a certain way, and it goes both ways. Sometimes it go my way, sometimes it go their way. So we help each other in that regard.
Yeah, you represent more than just one person. So there's a lot of conversations potentially taking place. The Australia thing is what it is. Hysterical line out of you. I just want to let you know that is a funny. I mean, he doesn't mind. It's a beautiful place. We've got a house already picked out.
Nice.
Not a problem at all. That is hysterical to think about those conversations taking place. Now where we're at here, a couple weeks removed for Bronny, and obviously the G League struggles are being chatted about, or the Summer League struggles are being chatted about by everybody, and the G League conversations taking place in a fully guaranteed contract. Did you obviously had conversations with people at the Lakers who we know you're very close with, and you felt as if they understood that this was going to be like a commitment, and like what Bronny is going to become is going to be much different than what he is right now? Is that the thoughts, or how do you feel about how it's all going with Bronny?
Look, I think all these guys are in development. Bronny's no different. He doesn't get to be excluded from having to develop. Obviously, I know he wants to make shots, and he will make shots. But again, it's just about building great habits. I think the opportunity for Bronny to play at the league level would be on the defensive end, and that's something that he's really good at now. The other components of the game he has to get better at, and he will. Look, Bronny's a passion player. He's playing the game of basketball because it's his passion. And so I don't look at Summer League as like the end-all, be-all, whether he was averaging 30 or whether he was averaging 3. I think you go into Summer League and you come out of Summer League with the understanding, okay, going into training camp, this is what's going to get me some type of, I would say,
opportunity.
An opportunity, but, hey, where am I kind of shining at? And where do they see me kind of having an opportunity? It's going to be, on the defensive end. And that's where he's probably the most developed today. The offensive stuff will come. Bronny has a great IQ. He has a great feel for the game. The shot will fall. We understand that. That's just about reps. And he's willing and committed to do that. And it's all about being committed. When you have perspective and you're committed, good things happen. And you can't really worry about, I saw some of the stuff that came out about Jaylen Brown and things like that. Like you can't take what everybody's opinion and try to turn it against him or think that he's a bad person or the young lady that was accompanying him was a bad person. No, they have opinions. They can say what they want to say. At least he is someone who's actually in the league. And so there's a lot of experts with no expertise. He's actually an expert with expertise. And so if he has that opinion, he can have that opinion. But I know Jaylen, and I know he doesn't mean that with any malice. He's just having a conversation. And it's just the world we live in today. Like why would he think somebody would be videoing him saying anything? And so, but Bronny's going to keep his head down and continue to work, use things as fuel, but continue to be passionate about the game of basketball because that's a true thing. And it goes for all the guys in Summer League, right? We see guys get drafted. We see guys, get contracts and then don't ever get another one. The NBA is a roller coaster, and you just got to continue to put the work in every day and get better. And I'm sure Bronny will do that. He'll be committed to do that. And then let's look back on the end of the movie. They don't run the credits at the beginning of the movie. They run it at the end. And so we'll continue to work towards that path. And so I'm excited for what's coming with Bronny. And yes, as far as guaranteed contracts, that was the thing. I didn't want him to be on the two-way or things like that. No offense to two-way contracts. It's just there are different scenarios. And in this case scenario, it was just something that we were able to work out and get done. And so that's a good thing.
The Lakers have seen LeBron James, and that answer was phenomenal. Just want to let you know that.
Yeah.
That was so cool just to hear you go into explaining and answering everything that has basically been said about Bronny on the internet over the last couple of weeks in one answer right there.
Jaylen put out another tweet, too.
Yeah, and he said, hey, listen, got respect.
I know Jaylen. Jaylen's a good guy, so we're not going to spend too much time on that.
Yeah, they said that you sent 10 Escalades to his house.
Yeah.
The tweet. We can send it, we did the whole entire thing. But you answering all those questions for Bronny is incredibly cool there, I think, as a guy that is representing him and looking out for his future business standpoint. And, LeBron has told us that Bronny blocks out all that stuff and all the noise and everything. But I think for us, getting to see footage of how LeBron James is acting at Team USA practice, I would assume that the Lakers have faith that Bronny is going to maybe be able to figure out how to be an NBA player.
Yeah.
So you and them having that conversation, it's like, I assume that's an easier decision to be made. And because he is LeBron James' son, there is going to be some exemptions, I think, and some potential thoughts that, we've seen his guy's dad do his thing here. We assume he'll be able to work. Is that a part of the conversation? Do you think that is kind of how and why those things come together? Because why is everybody talking about how if this wasn't LeBron's kid, this wouldn't be happening? No shit. We're talking about this is, you know what I mean? Like, no, isn't that just kind of expected in this entire thing? And why does everybody think it's a big deal?
Yeah, but I kind of, I agree and I kind of disagree with that, right? In terms of, he has the genes. Look, this is Jeannie decided that she's making this call. And she's been able to see Bronny in all aspects, not only from a basketball perspective, but also from a character perspective. And he has everything that aligns with the Laker brand. And so you have to make that type of call,
That's awesome.
And so at the end of the day, we're not going to spend too much time on that. Bronny has to work his way, and he will.
Okay, that's awesome to hear. D-Bud has a question for you about, hold on. We got business going right now.
Uh-oh.
We got business going right now.
No.
Who's signing?
We good.
What deal? Just hold on.
who's signing?
So we need to scour the internet right now. Who is potentially in the middle of a conversation? What if this is happening right now? This would be dope.
Laurie marketing to the Warriors.
Yeah, we got any moves, any trades taking place? Team USA, are we feeling better than ever? We only won by 6?
I think for the thing about Team USA, we gotta give them. We gotta, number one, not put so much into they didn't blow this team out. The world has caught up. It's not 1992. Okay. The world is caught up. If you look at our league.
We got to beat Australia by more than 6. We got to. We got to do that. Listen, a win is a win, whether it's by 1 or 1,001. Win is a win.
Yeah, but one is more fun.
It's not going to be easy. The team's going to compete. There's a lot of good players around the world. And so, you have to gel together. You got a lot of guys that have never played together. You got lineups. You're trying to see what work, what don't work. What gets us off to a great start. What's our closing lineups? Guys who are known to be able to come down and take a heat check or whatnot on their respective teams. They can't do that on Team USA. And so it's a very, it's a different thing. So just.
Hey, we're still learning right now, huh? We're still figuring out how to play ball together. That's what's kind of.
Yeah. Just figuring out how to play basketball, but trying to figure out how to play together. There's a chemistry that comes with the game of basketball. There's a selflessness that comes with the game of basketball. There's matchups. There's a lot of things, and so it'll get there. Don't these are the greatest players in the world. So I think they'll figure it out.
Okay, good news. And we're only saying and asking these questions for 1,000% selfish reasons.
Sure. Yep.
We want to be so obnoxious during the Olympics. I mean, that is our entire game plan. Yeah. And we can't thank you enough for the information that we're going to be just fine. Mm-hmm. We are going to be just fine.
We know it.
They're going to be figuring it out. Some people, we can't just be pulling up from the logo all the time. Okay, how about it? Because another guy on our team pulls up from the logo as well.
Exactly.
On his team. And there's another guy who nobody on his team's pulling up from the logo because he's on the court. So we need to figure out how to figure this out. And they're going to do that. We're going to be able to be obnoxious. I love it. Mm-hmm. Let's go to New York now instead of Team USA. D-Bud has a question for you. In your world, I think.
Yeah, Rich, there was some rumors about LeBron possibly taking a pay cut for another star to come to L.A. And then we saw Jalen Brunson sign his deal. And I know, in NFL, the union, we hate when players take team-friendly deals, home team discounts, whatever it may be. Big-time player like this in his prime takes a deal like that. How does, I guess, the agents feel about this? Or are you guys kind of in completely different silos when it comes to each individual player in their situations?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously it's not ideal, but Jaden's a smart kid and a smart young man. He's obviously his dad is there. And I'm sure they had conversations that made sense. And so I try to stay in my lane as it pertains to my business, but ultimately, throughout my course of my career as representation, you try to advise as best you can. And again, there's different components. I don't know what all components lie within his situation to make him make that decision. But obviously, I do know him and I know his dad, and he's a pretty smart kid. So, again, have to wait and let the movie play out and see where it goes.
Yeah, they said something about a bigger deal in 4 years, like $400 million or something like that. That NBA shit's wild. Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, they can play a little differently. Football, you can't really look. 3 years, I can start. It's different.
Dude,
NBA is different. So you got opportunity that's best for guys, and guys have to make decisions best for them. Sometimes you take a little less for a better opportunity. Sometimes you take a little less for the team to be better.
Is that going to happen in LA? That was a rumor there for a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it can't happen now. So yeah, I mean, it was something that we looked at, but nothing could actually get done, and so that's okay. So come back, come with what you have, and try to pivot. So we'll see.
Man, Rich, I appreciate you blessing us today with all this shit. Legitimately.
Appreciate you guys, man. It's always fun. Anytime Pat McAfee asks for Rich, I'll be there. So thank you.
Hey, we are in the Rich.
Whoa.
What you just said there, and you're a businessman. I agree. I agree to a deal.
Yep. There you go.
Because
we got a deal.
Rich, we are in a time right now, buddy. Wait till you hear what we're going to be talking about here in a matter of moments. I don't know if you know this. Worst national anthem of all time last night.
Yeah.
Home Run Derby. Don't know if you heard. That's what we're about to talk about. So a conversation with Rich Paul is much better than anything we could figure out. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, super businessman. Not Georgia.
Georgia Bridge.
Rich Paul.
Yeah.
Shout out to Georgia, too.
Yeah.
That's a smart play. Actually, I'm not even going to.
So that's that next level.
That's potentially his with different name.
Yeah.
That's how
Chess.
Rich, like legitimately, you read this thing, it's like this guy always just boom, bang, bang, seeing the picture pretty clearly. And then all of a sudden seeing tomorrow's picture pretty clearly. And then also being able to critique people. That's a massive respect thing. Being able to say like, hey, yeah, you were really good, but what we need you to do is smack the floor. That's what you're going to have to do.
You talked about guys getting humble, whether that's college or pros, like having that, obviously in the locker room from a coach is something different, but when it's your representation who can give you that straight so that you're not surprised or caught off guard when you actually walk into that facility and building, it's a much better situation for a young player.
Hey, here's how it all works. He has the credibility now, too, where everybody's like, yeah, this is how it works.
And he's young. Like, it's not like he is a 60-year-old dude. Like, he is a very young guy in the game. Like, he's going to be around basketball for the next 30 years still.
The track record,
if he wants.
though, being able to be like, hey, you see how much I'm getting these guys paid? Like, listen to me, and I'll get you the best possible deal that you can get.
The eighth guy on the team just signed a $75 million guaranteed deal.
That sound good for you?
That's Tyrese
to play basketball, not even play.
Right.
You're just going to
play 4 minutes a game.
But at practice, we need good spirits.
Yeah, exactly.
High energy guy.
Yeah. Can you make people laugh?
Would love if you could make.
You got jokes? You know this guy Shane Gillis? Watch some of his videos.
Oh, jeez. Shane is
Hey, he was on one last night.
Yeah, just wait. It's only going to get better.
It is about that. That home run derby. We were expecting more. We enjoyed it. We think All-Star Game is going to be awesome.
Yes, pumped.
That's tonight, right? Home run derby got us excited for what tonight is.
Absolutely.
Pumped for the first inning.
Paul Skeens coming in hot.
Paul,
Got
Paul.
the lineups?
Yes, must watch. Need the AL to get at least one person on. We need Paul Skeens versus Aaron Judge. That would be like.
Yeah, but we need nobody to get on because that means Paul Skeens line up something. Paul Skeens needs to go 1, 2, 3, 9 pitches.
Well,
that's what I'd like to see tonight.
But this is the litmus test because you're not just playing guys from the Cubs or the Brewers. Like these are the best players. in the
Okay,
AL.
guys, stop trying to undercut Paul Skeens.
Intentional walk the first guy to get the Judge.
Smart play. Hour 2 on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those. Essentially, like it's
Dan, another farting Dan Orlovsky situation just took place.
What do you mean? It's unbelievable.
Your butt was just talking. Okay,
I did not fart.
Dan. This is 2 times now, Dan. This is the Orlovsky thing.
You guys being serious right now, or are you messing with me?
Dan, listen to this clip. This is you just moments ago.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those. Essentially, like it's
Dan.
I mean, undeniable. You guys definitely just freaking idiots.
We swear.
You guys 1,000%.
No, we swear. We swear.
No way.
So no one did that, Dan. What did you eat?
I haven't even ate two guys.
Hey, if I were you right now, I'd go grab some food.
My wife texted me. She said, "Oh my gosh, McAfee Show, I'm dead." I go, "Babe, I promise you on everything, I did not fart."
Who runs your Twitter account?
AB.
I do.
What's this all about? I would like to know, in that situation where your butthole started talking, what did I do?
I'm here to be serious with you, man.
What are you, chucking a glass of milk, eating some fruit over there, get you some coffee, get that butthole a little bit more active?
I haven't ate. I'm eating yogurt. I have 1,000 text messages right now of people going, "Oh my gosh." I'm like, I just wanted to have like a quiet Tuesday.
I don't even know why we're going to have another hour. Maybe run that clip.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
On loop.
We have the video. Shams, let's let you judge here.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those, essentially. Like, it's...
I need to hear the context. I want to give our guy...
Oh, Shams, shut up. He said it sounded like a fart.
What did AJ vote? It's a fart all day long, Kirk. You know that. Has anybody voted no? Dan. I'll be the captain of Team No today.
We need you to do a tie-breaking vote. Is that okay?
Sounds good to me.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those, essentially. Like, it's...
There's no doubt. I mean, I like how he just kept on going right there.
When he was talking, he didn't even break stride as that thing came out. He went and got the buggy, went to the store, grabbed some dude wipes to wipe those ass cheeks, just like I assume you do as well, Cabal.
You have to go dry, wet, dry. Toilet paper, white toilet paper. If not, you're really risking the rest of the day having the swamp ass. You know, Dan Orlovsky, man, he got to accept that, man. He got to wear that with a pride. One thing that really bothers me when people do not take credit for it. You know, if somebody says, oh, that was you that farted, I get upset when it wasn't me. I'm like, no, when have I ever not claimed it when it was mine? You should claim it.
But all those airports, people are traveling today, looking up at ESPN, Dan Orlovsky farts. What's wrong with this guy?
The closed captioning person, whoever it is, they got it. I believe it said inaudible, muffled, and it said Dan farts, exclamation mark. I think a couple.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
What?
let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to a Couple of Paws Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. Hour 2 of this program starts right now. Hey, listen, today's been a hell of a day. Rich Paul just gave us all the deets.
Sweet.
Okay, on everything. Literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Rich Paul for that.
Yeah,
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Love you, Rich.
I mean, he was truly phenomenal. Dan Orlovsky came on and got cooked a little bit, but also added to the conversation about quarterbacks and how they're talked about. Dan Orlovsky is maybe one of our best guests. I think he is top 3. I'd say top 3, but what we're talking about is how we make all these top 10s and how all these things take place all day about quarterbacks. And he said he's going to help us change the narrative and the conversation about these quarterbacks.
Hell yeah.
I think that's good news. Today's been a good day.
Has been a good day.
Hour 2 is about to be a good one as well.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just because I'm here, obviously, wearing a very tight shirt. I saw some videos for the first hour.
Oh, that's good.
This is uncomfortable. This needs to stop happening.
I think it's the color.
This needs
chilly.
Air conditioning's back. Hey, shout out to the air conditioner.
Shout out AT.
David, my guy David came through here, fixed that entire thing.
Yep.
Bumped the wire. AC was working too good. It actually rattled the wire out.
That'll happen.
It was blowing too much cold air because it was fighting against the heat so hard it actually rattled the wire out.
Makes sense.
So that got fixed. So it is a little chilly. But in the first hour, I mean, it was great. Second hour was about to be good, not just because it's me. It's because we've got to talk today. We're at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con man, obviously, Boston always going to have a good time. You seem to be Bostoned out. But underneath that Boston, that's maybe your best shirt. I don't know why we put a jacket over top of this thing. Is that strictly because the air conditioning's working again?
Yeah, it's strictly. I mean, my nipples could cut glass right now. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. It is a little chilly. But yeah, this is a nice little ostrich shirt. Actually, a gift from some of Talk's buddies, the Malloys. They handed this thing over. Purple's the favorite. Yeah, great name. It's a purple one, too. I didn't want to wear the jacket. Truly, I didn't. But, wanted to support Jaylen Brown today and support Team USA because, there's been a lot of talk about Team USA. There is a first. If they win gold, it'll be the first time 3 players from the same team win gold with Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Jason Tatum. Just throwing that out there.
So the Boston can win again.
Yeah, it's just something to remember.
Boston can win something that's never even existed before. They're going to win a championship.
Bingo. Say another record.
Isn't it nice that that's how the sports gods do work?
Uh-huh.
They just let these Boston people who are, and this is a compliment. I'm from Pittsburgh. I hope Boston people take this as a compliment. Maybe the most lethal group to give all the success to.
Yeah.
With their
Yeah.
These things.
Bumping gums.
And these things.
Mhm.
You know, the way they operate. And now they're going to win another championship that we didn't even know existed. The United States of America has never, not just sports, just United States of America has never. So congrats to you guys. Really, really pumped up. But that shirt's maybe your best shirt.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a huge fan of this one. Biggest face for sure. And to your point, if Drake May's good, it's bad news for everybody in here.
All right, and next to you, we have a guy who is our baseball guy tonight, All-Star game. Last night, home run derby. Obviously, the celebration is huge. We talked during the break about something that I would like you to lay out because I think it's a good idea and I like to see it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about the home run derby and like it kind of stinks. It's good for what it is. It'd be nice if it was what it used to be. But tonight, this has the chance to maybe be the best All-Star game ever and maybe like one of the most important All-Star moments for what I think it could do for like the future of baseball. Like you obviously noted like don't give a shit about baseball. The Pirates have stunk for a long time, but then we get Paul Skeens, who, like, I think at the start a lot of people were like, oh, these guys are kind of being blowhards. He's obviously unbelievable. He's got crazy good stuff, but, like, this guy isn't he's not who they're
They thought I was being an asshole strictly because I'm from Pittsburgh and he was a Pittsburgh Pirate.
Without a doubt.
Yes. That happens a lot in my life.
But
this one, for sure.
Not blowing smoke. Like, he has the chance. What he's done up to the All-Star break to this point he's the best pitcher in baseball right now. Obviously, he's starting the All-Star game as a rookie. Like, that's insane. But what baseball needs more than anything, because I mentioned it before we went to the break, like, he's got unbelievable stuff, but the NL Central isn't the best division in baseball, so he's pitching against a lot of these same guys. Like, his stuff, he can overpower some of the lower-end guys in the order of, like, the Cubs and the Reds and some of those other teams. But the AL lineup this year is absolutely stacked for the All-Star game. It's unbelievable. Aaron Judge is batting fourth tonight. He is having the best season of his career. He broke the AL single-season home run record last year. He has more home runs at the All-Star break, the most in the history of the Yankees. He's on pace to break that record this year. He is the best hitter in baseball. Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in baseball.
Here we go.
He bats third for the Yankees for whatever reason. He's batting fourth tonight. Paul Skeens needs to put a guy on base.
We needed one of these, right?
Yeah,
We used to have it in baseball with the catcher going like this.
Exactly.
And just walking somebody.
Yeah, and I think Paul Skeens is a gamer. He's a big-time gamer. He knows how good his stuff is. He wants to go out there and compete. These are the two most exciting guys. I mean, Shohei, sure, but these are the two most exciting guys in baseball right now. I'd love to see Skeens put somebody on so that like, baseball needs that matchup really bad because I really do.
And Skeens would buy into it. And Aaron Judge would buy into it, too.
Absolutely.
Like, even though it's the All-Star, both of them would want to be the ones.
I think both those guys understand that moment. It's like, if Skeens... Now, also, Skeens could also be like, you know what? No, I want to strike out the side. I want to go. Yeah, exactly. But
could he then go into the second inning like the first batter? Or
typically, no. Especially with him being a rookie. I doubt it. I think they know, like, you just don't really do that in the All-Star game because there's a bunch of starting pitchers. He's probably only going to get one inning, but I think I hope someone hears this. I don't know if passing can get this into something like put a guy on base. Let's get Skeens versus Aaron Judge. We absolutely need that. That could be like one of the most important moments for like baseball going forward.
Excitement.
Damn.
Exactly, because that really is like, hey, these are the two guys in the MLB right now. And the Pirates are obviously in the NL. The Yankees are in the AL. I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule. I don't know about interleague. I don't think they play each other this year. The chances of them playing each other in the World Series are like slim to none.
Yeah, Yankees ain't never making it.
Well,
everybody play against each other.
What?
190, 170.
You have interleague games where like they'll play teams in the NL, but
we can't slip one in from every team.
No,
just on a road trip. Just stop by
because you got to play. You got to play your division a bunch. That's
got to get that 90th game in.
Exactly. That's just the way it goes. So this could be.
We can't fucking play every team in baseball. I didn't know that didn't happen. I am just learning that.
No.
Right now.
No, I mean, I don't know.
How many games?
162.
That's double NBA.
170
NBA
teams?
obviously plays every team.
We can't get there. Aren't you can't you just stop by for a game?
It's logistics and everything. I see you got fucking Kenny Chesney, doing 15 concerts at PNC, so they got to, figure out when the Yankees can come to town
right.
and all that kind of stuff. But no, tonight could be the only opportunity this year that we get to see Paul Skeens, who, he's probably going to go on and have better years than this, but like, I mean, you look at his stats, like he's doing stuff that no one has ever done before in the history of baseball pitching-wise, and he's like 8 starts into his career. And then Aaron Judge literally hits a homer almost every time he's to the plate, it seems like. He hits a homer almost every game. It's unbelievable.
Okay, so we got great first grade right now.
Yeah.
We need it to happen. Let's hope it happens. We need Jet to make that happen. I don't know how they don't play each other.
That's wild.
That's Darius J. Butler, 9-year NFL vet. It is wild.
Well, no one thought the Pirates were going to be this good, and it's kind of like, well, we're not going to fucking go play the Pirates. What, are we going to beat them 15-0 every game? Like, no one wants to see
Great
that.
city, a good ballpark.
Yeah, fun to play.
Very good ballpark. Can you guys make like special games on that NCAA 2K25 and go play a game in PNC Park?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, you might be able to do
They play
that.
in Yankee Stadium,
You
right?
can't
play-
customize
yeah.
games. Yeah, like we yesterday I started by beating the shit out of AQ Shipley's Penn State just because, like, why not?
Who are you, West Virginia? We need that.
Nah, the Danger's the head coach of the Utah Utes, baby. I scheduled it for week 0. I didn't.
Hell of a defense.
Yeah, oh yeah, we fly around. we fly around.
Joining us now is a man who flew around on defense. You know, Dan Orlovsky was a 93 on NCAA 2K. I assume A.J. Hawk had to be
I think he was a 99.
Yeah, he was also on the all-time team in Madden last year that they put in for the college teams.
He was a 97.
97. Yeah. He was good.
A.J. Hawk.
Yeah, Hawker.
Nothing else needs to be said. AJ, we forget, I think, because you're in that little attic in Ohio, and this is the very common occurrence of us reminding ourselves that toxic man over there, weapon.
He's a good football.
In the history of football. Did you get the chance to play the NCAA 2K25 football?
I have not played the new football game, however, whatever you guys call it. But I assume we were starting the top of every hour with the anthem, so I'm kind of, I'm a little bit depressed.
Do they
I thought we were doing it.
Do they sing the national anthem at halftime? I remember. National anthem was not a halftime event.
Come on.
No.
I don't know.
Wake up.
We could. I thought it was a new thing we were doing every time. Like, hey, this is how we start the show. This is how we do the second hour. Oh, we go to third hour. Boom. National anthem. But I guess not. But either way, good to be with you guys.
Hey, it is great to have you, and you're right. You know, maybe the world does need a little bit more of the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
That decision was obviously very well thought out.
Yeah.
You know, that took
For
a
sure.
long time to think about. And put
Days ago.
Put that whole thing together. What a moment. You know, that was good for the country.
It's got to be something with the ears. It's got to be like, hey, the ears weren't working. I couldn't hear myself. It has to be something like that, right?
She's 4 times. I assume she's very talented. Like, let's not get it twisted.
For sure.
I assume she makes great music. But boy, you could just have a bad night, I guess, singing, and the whole world could see it and think that, yeah, our country needed that one.
Yeah.
And it just
I was into it too.
Stars.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Dallas Stars fans down there.
Certain people aren't live animals, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
It's like,
Certain people are. Ken Chesney.
oh,
I was just at a show.
Lumen Field the other night.
Oh, Zach Brown sounds better than he sounds in
On the
McCall.
record.
That's the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
How's that? Parker McCollum, you heard him in here. He did right. John Mayer.
Right over there.
Incredible.
That was.
That really was top tier.
There's some really very talented people singing wise. Like, for instance, Rich Paul's girlfriend. Did you see Rich Paul was on the program?
He was awesome. Yeah, Rich Paul's girlfriend, unbelievable singer. We all know that.
Yeah, we know that. That is what we know. That is a thing. You know what else we know as we get into hour 2 here?
What?
AJ's changing, isn't he?
Yes,
Oh,
he
yeah.
is.
AJ's changing. AJ, you going to get one of those Roman Reigns? You going to get one of those?
I guess I haven't trimmed my face in a little while. I will. I can't really grow real facial hair. It's like I'm stuck in 7th grade if I try to grow facial hair. It's the same, splotchy terribleness.
I understand. I think you just got to stick with it. I think you're scared that it's not going to come through because a few years back you didn't have it come through as strong, so you just don't think it's going to be the case. And you're such a routine guy. You're waking up in the morning, you're hitting that versa climber, you're doing your thing, and you're like, I just shave it. That's why I make my bed, I shave my face, I take a poop, I do the versa climber, I eat grilled chicken for breakfast, I eat rice for breakfast, I eat grilled chicken for lunch, I eat rice for lunch. Where is the Cheesecake Factory? And now you're like, you know what? Why don't I do it? Are you going for it right now? We're happy. I'm proud of you.
No plans. Yeah, no plans for anything. Sometimes I get jealous of people that have great mustaches because I know that'll never.
Oh my God!
I mean, he's growing.
He's kind of got the little French aristocrat mustache.
Yeah.
It's got the part in the
It's
middle.
probably full grown mustache for me right now.
For Permanis. That's probably why he's doing it.
I went to go get a free sandwich tonight.
tonight.
Watching the All-Star game as Paul Skeens starts. Any Permani Brothers sandwiches giving you free sandwiches during the game if you have a mustache on your face and you show up. AJ, that's what we noticed. That was your mustache. We didn't notice anything
Think that
else.
would count? You think this counts? Is this enough for me to get a free sandwich?
They're not going to mustache shame you.
No.
Yeah.
They
It
don't
might.
like
It might. I don't know. What if
Yeah.
someone tapes one on? What if you wear a fake mustache?
Yeah, as I was announcing the promo, I saw me just as a high schooler, just
Yeah.
Well,
Take
it's
a
real.
mustache on.
Or I'm taking all my kids in there and putting fake mustaches on them. Like, we're eating for free.
They're kicking you in the chest out of that place.
Yeah, Mackenzie. You're going to kick Mackenzie in the chest?
No.
Come on now.
Well, you said Mackenzie after I said that. I did not say that before you said
All
Mackenzie.
right, speaking of kicking in chest, ladies and gentlemen, a man, if he was to kick you in the chest, he would do it in an incredibly Italian fashion. He'd have gold cleats on. Ladies and gentlemen, our soccer big brain, TST hero, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Grella.
Yeah,
Boys, what's up? Hey, all I want to know is where's Gumpy?
Oh, jeez.
What's up,
Where's
Grella?
Gumpy? Is he in the building?
Right here.
He's in the back.
What do you
dude,
want?
How you feeling, man?
Made it to another final, lost to a better team. What can you do, Grella?
Coach
you know?
quit.
Dude, you lost by 1, but it was miles apart, man. It was a football.
How'd the Italians do, Grella? How'd you guys do?
I know.
Where were the
I know.
Italians?
Trust
They were out
me, I
pretty
didn't feel
early,
good a few
weren't
weeks
they?
ago. But hey, we won the same amount, man.
I mean, you were talking a lot of shit, Grella, so I think us getting to the final probably surprised you, I'd say.
I think it surprised you too, man, with the way they played leading up to it.
Yes.
Who's coaching Team USA, Grella? Probably Southgate.
Great diversion.
we'll
Gumpy, that was
see.
a good play.
We'll see.
It's never coming
That'll be
home, is what Grella said before the tournament started, as England were the favorites to win the Euros. And this man said that it was going to be Spain. Then he told us about a 16-year-old who actually became a 17-year-old in this series of winning 7 straight games. And this Yamal guy we need him in the MLS stat.
Now.
We need him.
He also became a dad, Pat. He became the dad of Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham.
Congratulations.
Oh, man.
Those are good kids.
Yeah, they are
Those
good
are good
kids.
boys.
Good boys.
Down to bloodline.
Those are good boys. This is the next one, right? Hey, Grella, we need to know this is the one. This is the one.
Yeah, this guy is really good. And by the way, the winger on the other side, who's only in his early 20s, he scored the goal in the final, the first one. He's legit also. But I've been watching more videos of this guy off the pitch as well. Man, this guy's cool. He gets it. He's just letting the game come to him. This is them connecting, actually. This is Yamal going on the far side to Nico Williams. And this finish, by the way, this ball bouncing in here, this is a super underrated finish to keep it down like that in a big moment. Like, you see it right there. I mean, it's really good stuff from these two youngsters. And then watch their stuff off the pitch, too, because it's really good. They're super cool. They just get it, man. They just get it, and they're flying right now.
Grella, if we wanted to sign that guy, like let's say Indianapolis gets an MLS team.
Sure.
Okay, and we were able to get access to cash somehow. And I'm not even part of ownership group, but let's say I am me personally. How much would this human cost at this particular age to become part of team? Like, how much money is he making right now? What is the accelerator for this entire thing? Because these soccer players are getting offered, like, there's transfer fees. Who the hell gets the transfer fee? Who gets, like, how much money is this guy set to make? And how can we get him in the MLS stat is the big question.
Yeah. So to give perspective on what this is, they in Saudi Arabia they offered Mbappe billions of dollars for one season, right? So it was like in the end, I could be wrong. Somebody maybe looked this up.
Really,
like
billions for 1 year? For 1 year, Grella?
It was $700 million for 1 year, or something like that.
Did he take it?
Guaranteed.
No, because he would have never
so
got out of it.
To give you an example, because he wanted to play in Europe, he wanted to play Champions League, he wants to play for France. He didn't want to go take the money. I think he ended up signing for Real Madrid for way less than that, something like 7 times less, like $100 million a year.
Idiot.
So to give you perspective, to get a guy like Lamine Yamal, who's probably gonna be in the same realm of Mbappe in the next few years, you're looking at over $700 million, and that didn't get the job done. So you're talking about Pandora's box with guys like this. I mean, it depends what their motive is, but Pat, we need a lot of money to get them.
So it's not our team. It's got to be Bezos' team. We need Bezos to get or Elon.
Inter Miami.
Elon.
I mean, if we get him to Charlotte and we get him some Bojangles.
Yeah, you're right, because there is a chance that he just enjoys America culture so much that he's like, I want to go to the MLS. He's awesome to watch.
I mean, Pat, how we got messy was we had to give him a piece of the Apple TV deal, which is a major deal, obviously, and then we had to give him a piece of the league's money as well. And so there's a lot of other things baked into it too. So I think just money alone doesn't even do it for these types of guys anymore.
Okay, so this Spain team obviously has a chance to be great. Nico and Yamal doing their thing. Argentina, they're talking about being the greatest international team of all time. I forget the other team that did the same exact thing that they just did, which is Copa, World Cup, Copa, 3 straight wins. Messi, obviously, going to be considered greatest of all time alongside, I assume, many other conversators. But is this the greatest team of all time? And when you're watching that game, did you expect this outcome? And is Messi going to miss the rest of the MLS season now? Because, I mean, that looked bad. He was crying out there, Grilla. He was crying.
Yeah, he didn't have a good tournament. Believe it or not, Argentina didn't have a good tournament. For me, they're not the best team in the world. They don't really have like a clear identity of what they try to do. I mean, they don't go in and dominate games. And as a matter of fact, you could look at every single one of the games that they played in this Copa, and they were not the better team in almost any of them. Maybe against Chile, but they struggled also in that game as well. They played Canada twice in this tournament. So listen, I don't want to take anything away from them. Messi had a really poor tournament too, but they're finding ways to win, and there's something to say about teams and guys that can win even when they're not playing their best football. So they got so many pieces. They're just so smart. I think they have a lot of characteristics of both a South American team but a European team, where they're like really street smart the way they do things. I mean, I think they're really smart at managing games. So they win this one again. I think they were second best probably in the final as well. But credit to them. Obviously, they're flying right now and getting things going, even without like a super good Messi right now. You know, he comes out, he's got his ankle halfway hanging off. So credit to them.
Is that why he had a heavy touch a couple of different times? He was already injured, huh? Because whenever he didn't catch that ball towards the end line, he rolled the first time, and it was his other foot that got hit, but he was holding his right ankle. I assume he was already injured. This was already an injury that was taking place, and he was just out there, and then it got worse?
Who knows? The clip I saw is him trying to plan. It's like super awkward angle and him trying to plan. And like, if you go and watch clips of this guy when he was in his prime, the amount of beatings and contact that he took.
He just won the Ballon d'Or last year. He just won the Ballon d'Or last year. You said when he was in his prime. He's still in his. He's in the MLS. He's the best player in the world. Still,
he's won it 8. He's won it 8 times. So somewhere like in the middle of those, he was even better than he was last year.
Okay.
But this guy though, like why I think a lot of people could connect to him and like him is like he's the opposite of what you guys say about like he just get up and get on with it. Like guys were smashing him. He could have dove so much more. He never dove. Always played the game the right way. Would get absolutely smashed in the midfield and would just bounce back up. Now look, he's older, right? He got hurt like almost crossing the ball himself. It's like a no contact injury. But you know, this is a guy that was so resilient most of his career, never had injuries most of his career because of how athletic he was and how, you know, good personality he has. I think he just wants to get up and get going with it. This was the goal from Lautaro Martinez, who was their leading goal scorer in the tournament. They had this guy, by the way, on the bench.
What's this guy's name?
Lautaro Martinez. He plays in Italy, so he plays for Inter in Italy. But this guy was on the bench, Pat. This
How do
guy
you
had
say
5
Italy
goals.
different than me? Am I saying Italy wrong? I know your family's from Italy. What town? Naples? What outside of what's the town in
Hour inland from Naples. It's called Avellino.
Okay, so you grew up in like Italian-speaking house.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how am I supposed to say the country in which your parents were born?
Italy.
No, you just
It's like a Hawaii thing, I think.
Yeah,
No, I think you got caught on Lautaro Martinez.
No, that's where it started, and then you dropped into Italy, and I was like, well, I say
tiramisu. What about tiramisu?
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, dude, you guys know tiramisu. Tiramisu is
there. It is. That's what I'm saying.
Ratatouille.
That's what I'm talking about. You say these things a little different than I say them, and I feel like I'm the one who's been wrong my entire life. You know?
Yeah, dude, I saw talking about tiramisu. I saw Tony the other day. I flipped on the Golasso network. I flipped on the Golasso network, dude. There's he's sitting in between 2 guys. They're both in suits with a tie, all looking good. He's got a black button down to his chest that deep. I text him going, dude, you dressed up as John Travolta today?
Yes, I love that. Tony Meola.
Travolta.
Tony Meola is an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Coach Meola. I hope he comes back next year for TST. I legitimately do.
Miss it for the
Well,
we need to get him better pasta, though, from what I've been told. We also need to get him better. I don't even know how to say it. Tiramisu. That's Italian? Is tiramisu?
Tiramisu. Like it's like tira is pull and tirami is me and su is up. Yeah, but
Pull it up.
I told the story last time, but This guy was like, I don't eat dessert, man. I don't eat dessert. And then he deleted it, man.
Yeah, I love that about Tony. I love that about Italians as a whole. I appreciate how you talk about the soccer and everything, but the amount of like Italian that you are, this show is the like we might be the most Italian program that has ever, obviously non-Italian show that has ever happened on Earth. Frankie Beraldo, the most paisans of all time have come through this particular show. I would like that to be chatted about.
Certainly for the middle of America. That's
what? Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. New Jersey is probably only Italians.
True.
There's a lot of great Italians out there, man. A lot of great Italians that know their stuff. They're good people. And there's a lot of bad ones, too. There's a lot of bad ones, too, that you probably shouldn't have this show on.
Easy, Irish Connor.
I had a cousin of mine.
Go ahead.
Cousin of mine last week put a cigarette out on somebody's head. So he's an example of a bad Italian.
Need more of those stories.
Who was the person? What did they do?
Yeah,
need more content.
He might have been in the right. Yeah. Maybe he should have more than a cigarette.
He put his hand out to shake this guy's hand, and the guy wouldn't shake his hand.
Oh, okay. I can't do that.
I understand.
Shake the guy's hand. Yeah, you asked for
Shake his hand.
AJ has a question for you, Paisan.
Grella, so we have to ask, what's the future look like for the American squad, for the boys? What are we going to do? Who's the coach? Where am I going? When do I watch them play again? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, it's so true, man. It's been such a massive confusion with what happened at the Copa America. Obviously, they don't get the 3-point. They lose to Panama because of the Tim Weah red card. It has to be said. And then they go against Uruguay. They were never really going to get a sniff against them. Uruguay's such a physical team. Obviously, they fight on the field and off the field. They were the team that went up in the stands and started fighting the fans. So difficult team to play against. But Greg Berhalter, who I had my last year of my career, gets fired from the job. And you would think that they would have someone ready to come in right away and have better options. They go to Jurgen Klopp, who obviously Gumpy will know was the last coach of Liverpool, who was fantastic, won a Champions League with them, won a Premier League with them, was absolutely loved by the fans. They went to him, and he was just like, no thanks, basically, long story short, which was kind of a punch in the gut for, I think, American soccer fans, because I think that they thought they're going to get someone really good.
Well, yeah, you never walk alone. So we thought, there'd be a chance that he would want to take a country to glory. But now there's a chance he's going to get England, right? And the whole...
He could be the one to bring it home.
They're saying
he could be the one to bring it home, and you guys could have Southgate. It all works out.
Now we're taking Belichick.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, he's coming in. He's sliding in.
Belichick and Miola.
Yeah, boom.
Could you imagine
Belichick's got a little Croatian in him, so he's a big soccer fan, I think,
he knows.
behind closed doors.
He can coach anything.
Anyways, the American team screwed. We suck. When is the next time we get to see him? That was a great question from AJ. Like the Olympics? Is this what do we got going on?
Yeah, they'll be playing in the Olympics. They'll be playing in the Gold Cup next
The Olympics
summer.
is our team? That's like our team?
No, the Olympics is normally everyone is under 21 or 23. And then they get to bring three senior players that are above
Prolific?
And then the Olympics is always for like the under 23 team, if I'm not mistaken. Could be under 21.
Is there a reason for that, Grella? Why don't we put our big guns in there?
Let's win one, dude.
You're allowed to bring 3 guys that are over the age limit. That's from what I understood. So you can still kind of build a team with some experience, and then have a lot of the squad is the younger guys. I think it's probably good preparation for them for like World Cups and Copas, which are the bigger events. Then they'll play next summer in the Copa. They don't have to play in qualifying games because they'll automatically qualify for the next World Cup.
Thank God.
So I guess that's a good and a bad thing, because they won't play in any like really competitive games until the World Cup. But again, they're searching for a coach. It looks like it could be Cherundolo as well, who's another American who just seems to me like sort of going down the same path as Berhalter. So we'll see. I mean, I think in a lot of this, we're talking about coaches, but I think
we just get an LAFC's coach.
We need to bring in some outside blood.
Compy. Enough.
Yeah, Pat, there's a lot of things. It's like there's this whole pay-to-play conversation, right? Where we're saying that out of 350 million in our population, a lot of the better kids don't have the means to get to games, to travel, to be in the right atmospheres. And the kids who have a lot of money or are paying for it, maybe not the best soccer players, they're the only ones that can afford the opportunities. I think that's a massive problem in the U.S. game. I think the people at U.S. Soccer, I think Jesse Marsh said a couple things and had a couple bad run-ins with them and some bad press back and forth. I think some of the decisions, it's a lot. There's too many clicks going on and too many friends and too many buddy stuff. And maybe are we hiring the best guys for the job? I'm not so sure. And then the players, man. players is something we don't talk about. We keep saying this generation's the most talented. It's like, yeah, but you got to prove it. You got to get results, and you got to do it. And like McKinney, to me, showed up. He's a big piece for us. He showed up. He looked like he was overweight. You got a lot of guys that didn't perform on the day. I think the only couple guys that could walk out of there was probably Pulisic, maybe Balogun. He scored a couple goals, but not too many good performances. And so the players got to take responsibility.
Who's
too.
the goalie?
Price.
Michael Turner.
Matt Turner.
Matt Turner. Damn.
M. Turner.
Son of a bitch.
Pat, a lot of these guys don't play. That's like putting an NFL All-Star team together to go compete around the world, and the guys don't even play on a weekly basis.
Yeah, we tried
that. Our Team USA, everything you were talking about was our Team USA in football.
Yeah.
And
how'd it go?
We lost by 21 to Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got our asses beat. And then we lost the bronze medal match.
To Austria.
Was it Austria?
Yeah, right, because Canada won the gold against Japan.
3-peat.
I thought.
So, yeah, we're having a lot of similar issues.
Canada?
How long is
3-peat, brother?
In football.
So, last question here, and we appreciate you coming in and breaking down the soccer, and I don't know what the other camera's doing, probably futuristic stuff there. But, the conversation about how young soccer is in America, and how people talk about this, soccer's been around in America for so long. We've seen success at the international, we've had success there. Is it does the whole fucking thing need to be changed? From top, how do you even... How do they change it? How, fundamentally, there's a lot of little leagues and you break down states, and then states are broken down, and then youth leagues, and it's all kind of under U.S. soccer, right? Isn't it kind of all in that entire thing? And then it all kind of comes to it's all kind of one big thing, right? And it's been failing. So it's only gotten worse. How do they fix that? We sucked forever. Is that what's going to happen?
No, I don't think we suck forever, but I do think there's probably been overestimation on the progress that we've had over the last 20 years. We made it to the quarterfinals not long ago. We had the Dempseys of the world, the Donovans of the world, players that even you want to throw in Jermaine Jones and Mastroeni and so many good players, so many good defenders through the past. I mean, Brian McBride's another guy. But these guys were men, man. These guys wanted to compete. These guys wanted to win, and we got to a quarterfinal, and probably in that game could have got to the semifinal in that World Cup because of a handball that was not called. So now you fast forward 20-something years, and we're kind of sitting in the same spot, if not worse, as the first time a Copa America host doesn't make it through the group stage. First time in the history of the tournament.
Jesus
and now
Christ.
we own that stat. So you got to look at it and be like, man, this progression's not really there. I don't think we've gotten worse, but we certainly haven't gotten better. And yeah, man, I think a lot of things need to get blown up. A lot of the infrastructure and a lot of the things that are in place now probably need to get looked at and blown up and started again.
All right. Well, let's hope that we get good, because we would like to talk shit about it. This is the same thing about basketball and the Olympics. We would like to be able to say, because it wasn't too long ago USA was about to win the Copa. You remember how loud and fun that was?
Yeah, it was awesome.
We were better than everybody.
That first goal against Bolivia, Pulisic comes in 3 minutes in, goes bar Dahn.
We tied Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
We're going to win it all. And now let's
Seriously.
blow it up. That's where we're at.
I got a good idea. Kind of like a military draft. We just have to pick one generation and be like, hey, sorry, you're only playing soccer. No more basketball, no more football, no more anything.
No other options.
You guys have to play soccer for the good of the country.
And fully funded.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations.
All expenses paid.
That's another conversation too. Actually, it's interesting. Is they say we lose all our best athletes to football and baseball and basketball and everything else, and then we're kind of left with what we're left with. I mean, we still have some phenomenal athletes. I think the game's growing. The World Cup year, everyone's going to get World Cup fever. But it's bleak right now, man. It's bleak.
We need you to get back out there.
Yeah.
We need
Didn't see
you.
enough on TV.
What's that?
No way,
Growing
dude.
up, you see baseball, basketball, football. Whenever it's on TV, I didn't see a bunch of soccer on TV.
Me neither.
Growing up,
and I played.
You know what I mean? So that's like if you see it on TV, you get a soccer ball, you throw it in your backyard.
That's changed though. Well, in the last 10, 15 years, that's changed.
Yeah, except they're seeing them lose to freaking Panama.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, sweet.
That's all right, but we need better highlights. We need clips. We need good ones. We need to continue to build. We will, especially with the coverage we have of the game. We can find you still. Are we still with the tournament's over? What are we doing now?
Absolutely. The tournament's over. I got a few weeks off. I'm taking a Pat McAfee break, man. I'm going to be gone for 3-4 weeks. Going to go to Italy, and we'll be back around August 15th time. But we'll be covering all the football on the weekends, every single weekend on the CBS Golasso Network.
Hey, safe travels back to Italy. I hope you have some tiramisu, and I hope everybody. Can we do one show when you're back in Italy?
100%.
I need that shit to be super. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We need the most Italian shit we can have. You know what I mean?
You tell me what you need, and we'll get it.
No,
done.
that's
problem.
that was you. I don't know. You know, I don't know the right answer to that thing. I just.
I'm gonna take the call on a Speedo, dude.
Well, you did that whenever he was in the cold tub. Remember
Yep.
TST? And you had your meat all over the show.
Eating Bojangles.
Gross.
Hey, you're the man. We appreciate you. Safe travels to Italy. Your soccer. You made soccer interesting, and you told us exactly what was going to happen, pretty much. So we appreciate that.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me. Love being with you guys.
Hell yeah. Concave for rights. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Roll.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, he talked shit for 3 minutes straight to Gumpy.
Yeah.
That was tough for Gump.
Isn't that crazy? Like, he is a soccer shit talker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is, in a good one. AJ. He's a good one, too.
Great one. Yeah, to start off the show like that, where's Gumpy? Instantly go after him? Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
What was that about?
If there were more people like him covering soccer,
think so,
a lot more people would care. Because by and large, like most people just don't give a shit.
But he's like a shit talking.
I don't understand.
Like kind of a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, like that is how, and he's a soccer player.
Incredible.
He understands, he knows exactly what's coming. So, like, whenever, I think you asked him about flopping around, and his answer was like, we're playing a 90-minute game. How long did you play for? 45 seconds at TSD? He said to me, like, shit talk real quick. And how'd you feel? Yeah, these 90 minutes straight we're running out there. So the guys are, like, taking one for a team, too. Like, hey, everybody get a breather here. Let's take a break. We're in the middle of an actual marathon. The refs also tired as shit, so that's why they're like, come on. Yeah, come on.
Come here.
It's a whole song and dance, pretty much, while that shit's happening, so that everybody can kind of get a breather. It's like, I guess if you frame it that way, it's like, I'd be doing the same.
Makes a lot of sense.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, well, I never heard it framed that way, though. And I played soccer. You know,
But that can't happen. Like, that doesn't happen 12 times a game, though. So you gotta pick and choose which ones are.
Agreed. I think we all agree
and
with
which
self-awareness.
ones-
Yeah. I appreciated him talking about Messi. Like, he never flopped around.
Yeah.
Messi just kind of got back up, did his thing. He appreciated that. Was good. I think that's the Magnifique spray or Magic spray or something like that. I got sprayed on me one time in France.
What did it do?
It was just cold as shit, right? It was just like what's that thing you ship stuff in? The ice, the
Dry ice. There
It's like, it felt like dry ice, but it didn't freeze. You know, it was like a really, really cold. Like, I mean, I don't think it made me feel better at all, but it was a pretty cool little situation.
It bring those guys back to life.
Somebody, yeah.
What are you talking about? What they sprayed on like a swole? If you roll your ankle, to spray it or what?
Muscle, bruise, rolled ankle,
Kind of anything.
headache.
Yeah.
This thing's coming out with smoke, and it's part of the show. I think it's a
It
part.
is. It is.
I think it's a part of the show. I think it's all part of the show. Speaking of the show, ladies and gentlemen, the man that is about to join us has been a show since he was a teenager. Literally, we've watched his entire life kind of happen publicly. And when you do that, everybody's going to know a lot of things about you. So there's going to be a lot of judgment. This man has been able to continue to navigate, trailblaze, make a blueprint, and now he's a professional fucking boxer. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who'll be fighting Platinum Mike Perry this weekend in a fight called Fear No Man in Tampa Bay. Ladies and gentlemen, El Gallo, Jake Paul.
Hey, you got me hyped, man. I'm hyped.
Hey, you should be, man. It's big fight week. Congratulations on getting to another one. I know fight camps are miserable, even though you seemingly are doing this year-round. Congratulations on getting to fight week. How do you feel?
Thank you, man. I feel good. You know, little bangs and bruises. There's always something going on in camp. You never go into a fight 100%. Every fighter knows that. And so you just have to deal with it and roll with it because it's one of the hardest sports, if not the hardest sport in the world. You're busting up elbows, hands, all sorts of stuff. So it is what it is on that side of things, but I'm feeling super good, feeling sharper than ever. Really, really worked on a lot over this camp, and I'm excited to go in there and hopefully go more than one round because my last two opponents, we wanted to grow the experience and do all of these things, but the fights only went one round.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to work on things under the bright lights. So I'm looking and hoping that Mike Perry maybe brings something to the table.
Yeah, we need longer shows. Yeah. I hear you loud and clear. That's a hilarious angle. I appreciate you doing that. Obviously, we're all watching, waiting for the big one and for the thing to end quick. But getting a chance to see you go deeper, I think what a lot of critics would want to see as well, which they somehow hold against you, winning too quickly. AJ has a question for you, Jake.
Yeah, Jake, at first, how did you, when Mike Tyson obviously had to pull out, how did you come to the conclusion, hey, I want to fight Mike Perry, one of the fiercest, most aggressive dudes there is. I feel like is doing bare knuckle, doing very well over there. How did you kind of choose him, or how did that come about? And also, like, what do you expect from him? How do you think this fight's going to go, especially early on?
Yeah, well, first of all, the main goal that I'm committed to is becoming world champion. And so I need to get experience inside of the ring and staying active. And so when Mike Tyson pulled out, it was like, who could I fight to keep this July 20th date alive? Because of Amanda Serrano, Ashton H. So the whole entire undercard, we wanted to keep the event alive. And Mike Perry instantly was the first name that popped up. And I was like, yeah, that's amazing. He's a Mike appetizer. Violent, comes forward, scary, doesn't give a frick. I don't know if we can swear on this.
Do whatever you need to do.
But he doesn't care. And so I would like that same attitude that he has. And it's a good warm-up for Mike Tyson. To be honest, I was nervous going into the Mike Tyson fight for how scary he is, how much more experience he has. And so any more experience that I can get under my belt, the better. And I know what you're saying. Mike Perry's violent. He's a savage. He takes shots. He keeps coming forward. And that's what makes this fight interesting. And so it will be a boxing showcase of the sweet science. He can come in. Maybe he's going to land some big shots. Maybe he's going to, be all wild and do some crazy things. But as the rounds go on, I will slowly pick him apart with my footwork, my jab, working to the body, exposing him in areas that he hasn't been exposed before by these other BKFC or MMA fighters.
Hey, you're really excited to showcase what you've been working on, huh? It sounds like you are pumped about the evolution that you've experienced seemingly in this fight camp in the boxing world, in boxing technique. Was there like a breakthrough? Did you have like a breakthrough or something come together? And we're frozen. He's dodging. And he's moving.
Yeah, I mean, each camp there's a new and show off any of those breakthroughs for the past 3 camps. So that's why I'm excited to go in there and hopefully get some good rounds under my belt. But I'm just getting really good, man. And I've known the whole entire time that I will become world champion. But the closer it gets, the more excited I get to go in there and to show off my skills and to prove all the doubters wrong. Because really, when I started this, I was just this YouTube Disney kid. Oh, this is a joke. What is he doing here? Get out of this sport. And now I think people are really like, oh, damn, he's really going to do this. He's really going to become world champion. And to me, that's fun and hopefully inspiring to kids out there to take up whatever it is that people are telling them that they can't do, to chase their dreams. Because in less than 6 years, I will be the best cruiserweight in the world in the sport of boxing.
All right. Hey, let's go do it. Let's go
Hell
do it.
yeah.
And you just talked about 6 years. Okay, let's talk about 6 years. Because as you were giving that answer, I was thinking about this. What do they call it? Like personality profile, whenever like somebody's like this?
Yep.
Okay, so we've gotten to see like you throughout your entire life pretty much. The fact that you've stuck with this one thing, where you've had success in so much shit, bang, pow, boom, 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 and you move, stick and move, bang, 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 and you have success, and you get bored, seemingly, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go do this, and I'm gonna try to do this, and I'm gonna try to do this. That is literally what you're doing. It's all been very public, and you've actually had success. So the fact that you've stuck with boxing, I think a lot of us who have seen your come up are like, very surprised by. Like, I'm very surprised that you've stuck with it, committed with. As a person, and I'm not a doctor, but I have ADHD. Like, as a person who kind of is a similar, like, we gotta. When you decided to commit to this and like stick with it, you knew very early you were going to be good. Like, you picked it up very quickly, or did you just love like how hard? What was it about boxing that you knew you were going to be able to like and have stayed committed to it? Because it feels like this is all you fucking do now. Like, and W launch business. Shout out to the W. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Get W at Walmart. Smell good, perform good. No, but thank you for the shout out there. But yeah. Man, no, I feel like I finally found my destiny. And when I'm doing all of these, like, I didn't like I did YouTube because I was good at it, but I didn't love it. And so when I found boxing in this community and everything it provided for me, the routine, the discipline, the challenge, the purpose, I finally felt at home. And so that's when I was like, this is what I was put on earth to do. The showmanship, the outfits, the walkout, the shit talk, all of it. This is what I was meant to do. And when I felt that feeling, it just was like everything in my life clicked, and it pulled me out of a lot of dark places, saved my mental health in many ways. And I owe a lot to the sport of boxing. And it's almost like this constant life lesson in the gym that you're going through on a daily basis, learning new things, failing, getting beat up one day, having to come back the next day. It's boxing is really just a giant life lesson, and it's the things that I've needed to mature at that time in my life. And so here I am, man, and it's a crazy story, and I never would have expected it. I can't believe I'm here today doing this sport full force, but I love it, and it's what I was meant to do.
That's fucking awesome. Hey, good for you, dude. Probably so fulfilling, you know? Like when you walk out there, you're selling out arenas. Not a lot of people are selling out arenas, you know? Like that is not something that just is happening.
Tough.
You're selling out arenas. Yeah. You're spreading the wealth with other boxers. Like you're doing it, man. You're doing it. And like you having to mature through it all is sweet. And this weekend is another one. Hey, let's go. This weekend, though, we're learning about a brand new anthem, which I can't wait to see how you piece it all together. D-But's got a question for you.
Yeah. Jake, what went into the name change, going from Problem Child to a Gallo?
Well, it's funny, like, I'm not the problem child anymore. I used to be like, what?
Maturity. This is maturity. It's evolving. This is the thing.
Exactly. My life coach was like, yo, you're not the problem child. You're actually the solution child, but you're also not a child. So you're just the solution. Like, you're trying to fix all these problems in the world, fix boxing, do all of these things, make boxing great again. You know, all the things I do outside of the ring in terms of politics or whatever it is. I'm trying to make the world a better place. So they're like, yo, you're the solution. And you're not a kid anymore. So when the Puerto Rican people started calling me El Gallo and chanting it in the stadiums there, which means the fighting rooster for those who don't have the translation. And there's a big fighting cock culture in Puerto Rico. So it's kind of like this thing of honor. And so the name kind of just stuck, and now it's El Gallo / Problem Child. I'll still rep Problem Child, but I also like El Gallo as well.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the answer. Could you imagine walking around there just chanting El Gallo? That's awesome. What's that mean? First time you heard it, what were they?
You ever seen a cockfight?
So I've heard about them, obviously. I've heard about pause. I've
vicious.
Yeah, they get after, right?
One recently, not good.
Yeah, saw that as well.
Rooster got real pissed off and jabbed a guy's leg and sliced his femoral artery. He started bleeding like crazy.
Almost El Gallo started winning.
Yeah, bingo.
Almost killed the guy.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
People didn't know that. I don't think people have expected that at all. All right, so what's the rest of the week look like for you, Jake?
Man, I'm just staying rested, stretching, doing some ice baths, one more sparring session, but I have to drop 10 pounds still. So that's really the last part is the weight cut.
Just housing Celsius. Just
smart.
Just shotgunning Celsius.
Exactly. Celsius, plural. That's good. They got to use that. Drink Celsius, baby.
I can't wait to see how you do it. To be clear, your video is always very well thought out and well executed. You're a marketing genius, brother. That's why whenever you start piecing together everything the boxing is, it's like, oh, this is everything you possibly need. This guy brought out a fucking robot at one of his press conferences. Can't wait to see what you do with everything. And when the Mike Tyson fight's happening still, right?
Yeah, November 15th, Tyson is still on, Dallas, Texas. So get through this one, focused on this one. Mike Perry's not a joke, and it is a big risk because if I lose this one, then obviously the Mike Tyson fight goes away. So there's a lot at stake here, and that is creating a bit of pressure to deal with, but I usually thrive the best under high-pressure situations, so we'll see what happens.
Hey, no pressure, no diamonds. El Gallo. You know what I mean? I mean, that's how it all works. But that's interesting, though. You lose this fight, you lose Mike Tyson. And I know you're not focusing on Mike Tyson. You can't be distracted. You're going into a fight. You can't play boxing. I get that whole thing. But you heard all the noise about you fighting Tyson and how old he was? And did that piss you off? Because probably dream of yours to fight Mike Tyson? And then, how did you view that entire thing?
I view it as say it to Mike Tyson's face and see what he does to you. Like the one reporter who was discrediting him, he was about to jump over the press conference table and beat the dude's ass. So we are not Mike Tyson's dad. We don't control Mike Tyson. He's his own boss. If he wants to go in there and make tens of millions of dollars and potentially end my run, then who are we to stop him? This guy has been doing this his whole entire life. He's a natural born killer. This is what he loves, and maybe it's what he needs. So, yeah, the age is a thing, but I believe it's the equalizer because he has more experience, but I have the youth and the speed maybe to be able to put him down.
I saw him.
again,
Hey, every
that's
time he's like out at a restaurant,
one piece. To make this interesting.
every time he's like out in a restaurant and he runs into somebody that he knows or something like that, and it's caught on tape, and they go like this, he just like peppers them.
Yeah, giving them tips.
Boom. And then, but he just like immediately, it's just like it's like riding a bike for Mike Tyson. And then watching him train and seeing those videos come out, now there was a couple obviously that people were going to point at, but like him hitting mitts and doing the boxing thing, it's like, you forget because you only see a couple highlights at this stage of the world's existence. But back in the day, it was like, this is
night.
This is my thing. He's swinging refrigerators.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Like that's what this guy is doing. We're excited to see it all come together. Keep crushing it, brother. Honestly, it's inspiring, and I can't wait to see what El Gallo does in Tampa Bay this weekend. Good luck out there, brother. Where can we watch? DAZN?
Thank you, man. Yeah, DAZN pay-per-view this Saturday. You can get it on there right now. But yeah, man, thank you always for the love, and shout out to you guys always killing it and all the massive success you guys are having as well. And thank
We
you for
suck,
having
Jake.
me on. No, you guys are the best.
All right, we appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, El Gallo, Jake Ball.
JJ.
I think we said it right, too.
El Gallo?
Yeah, El Gallo.
Because we did a little Italian earlier, a little Spanish. And people say we don't have depth, AJ.
So much depth everywhere. I'm watching. I'm intrigued by this fight. You ever watch Mike Perry fight? The guy's he's a savage.
So bare knuckle, we've known about bare knuckle because Chris Lytle, who is a local Indianapolis fighting legend, literally toughest human maybe of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
And just look up Chris Lytle UFC fights and must watch in this entire thing. He's been commentating this for a few years. We learned about this a few years. Now it's becoming a little bit more mainstream. Conor McGregor, I believe, just bought into it. I think it's got a network. I mean, it's really.
Yeah, Helwani actually just tweeted out one of the knockouts from it this past weekend, and it is absurd.
It's starting to go.
Yeah.
It's really starting to go. So, I mean, why not, I guess, at this point, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, we've been, I don't want to say.
I see it. It's on sometimes. I'll catch it randomly, and every time it's on, I will put it on. There's usually some kind of entertaining ending to most fights.
There has to be almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no
these dudes are
monsters.
Exactly. It would be so
smaller,
so small.
Yeah.
There's no way out.
No.
That is literally shutting this thing in. What's happening? It's either
one of us is walking up.
This is how this goes.
Yeah. No takedowns. It's like, hey, guess what? Someone's getting knocked out. That's kind of how this is ending.
It's like Slapfest.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
Do you think it's because we've been so desensitized by the internet that these sports are no longer viewed as grotesque? It's almost like, hey, guy trying, he can train, he can fight. Because the internet shows you some shit now.
Yeah.
It's like our language. Like me saying shit, what is on the internet every day, shit is nothing. So back in the day, at one point, shit was considered whoa. And there's still some people like that. But that's not how the real world operates anymore because of the internet. These knockouts that take place and shit, do you think that's why Slapfest is able to go and bare knuckle boxing is regular? Because remember what Dana had to talk about with the UFC?
Yeah, right.
They weren't able to get any, in states, weren't even regulated. Now it's just
Kimbo Slice.
Yeah,
exactly. Backyard, Jorge Masvidal, how he started.
That's how it used to be. Now it's
going back to the old days. But I mean, look at the Coliseum. My daughter was on a trip for school over at the Coliseum. It used to be the most savage thing ever that people would watch, and then I guess we had a little bit of a lull, and maybe we're getting back to that. Is that what we're doing?
A little bit of a lull. It seems like humans. Well, I thought we were going to send lions at humans.
I was going to say, a little different, people getting their heads cut off and people getting knocked out.
So I'm saying we used to be able to handle much worse than what we see now. So maybe it's just the pendulum swinging back
to the couldn't shower and life expectancy was 14, 15, 17 years old.
Yeah.
And we took a little lull. Then we society.
Yep, we did. We're getting back.
Coming back.
We're getting back.
Full circle.
Gladiator 2 coming out.
Yeah.
AJ, you're the best. I was in Ohio last night. What a place, dude. I was in Dayton, Ohio.
Nutter Center. That was sweet.
Nutter Center. So there's no upper bowl. So it's just one section.
Like the Coliseum.
It was, exactly. Exactly. But there was a space for, and it was just a cement wrap where they put all their signs and stuff. Mm-hmm. But that thing did feel like a Coliseum type feel. A lot of steps though. Liv Morgan was running from Mombi.
Smart.
Put her on the steps, and that shot could have went for another 4 minutes. Her running up those steps because how big. That was a cool place. I think that's the first time I've been in that type of. Ohio people showed up. I gave an OH, by the way. AJ.
Oh yeah. Believe me, I heard it 5,000 times out at the American Century Championship.
That's a cool thing, just the entire.
Yeah, did you return them?
Oh, yeah. Aaron was counting every one of them. Yeah.
Did he return them ever? He said, you know what, I take some.
He did. He did a few times.
It's a good little thing the state of Ohio is. Ohio's a special place. I appreciate Dayton last night in the Nutter Center. We'll be back tomorrow. Show probably sucked, but we hope you'll join us. Have a good one. Cheers. That's a good sell.
Nailed it.
That's how you sell a show. That's what they don't talk about in these journalism schools.
No. Yeah.
How do you sell the next day? Show's going to be worse than today somehow. We'll see you then.
Well, pending Skeens, K-ing up Judge. I mean, if that happens, who knows what happens tomorrow.
We got some breaking news, actually. Tom Cruise is currently hanging off of a Wright Brothers plane.
Yes.
While filming a new Mission Impossible in Oxfordshire. Over the weekend, he was seen with really cool sunglasses on in a sweet suit at Wimbledon, watching Alcaraz do his thing. And now just 2 days later, he is dangling from a fucking plane. Tom Cruise is one of one. He might be an alien, and he still got it. Ty, I could hear the thud from the bottom of your desk with your sweats on today when you saw this photo. What does this make you think about, and what are we in for with this guy?
Yeah, once again, TC just proven that he has the biggest fucking set of nuts on the face of the earth. After the last Mission Impossible where he took that motorcycle off that cliff and had like the little base jumping suit, it's like, how's TC gonna fucking, top this? And then he also had when they were, doing the promos for Mission Impossible, he did the, we'll see you at the movies, and then he just fucking nosedives in the plane that he's piloting. Like, this guy's just the best. He's the fucking best. I mean, this is very tame for what we're going to see in this next Mission Impossible movie. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually kills someone. Like, that might be the next, like, I bet he might get into, like, I don't know, like a knife fight with someone, and they probably just, like, grab some bum from Oxfordshire.
Can't do that with, we had at Hollywood.
TC can do whatever the fuck he wants.
No, he cannot.
Yes, he can.
He's
Because also, he's the last movie star that is left, but he's also
Glenn Powell.
Yeah, hold on.
Glenn Powell.
Hold on. He's passing the torch to Glenn Powell. He went over to the Twisters premiere. Glenn Powell sitting there for the the picture with Cruise, and Cruise is like, listen, pal, here's how you hold a fucking popcorn bucket in a picture. Shows him how to do it, and Glenn Powell just boom right away. He's like, I mean, he's teaching Glenn Powell how to be a movie star, and I couldn't love TC anymore. I'm so jacked up for this movie.
Thank you, Tom Cruise.
Thank you, TC.
Don't tell anybody, Tom. Jeez.
There's also,
but if you need to for the movie, feel free.
There's more incredibly huge breaking news as well. I don't know if you saw the post from the national anthem singer.
Oh, yeah.
Popped up real quick.
Okay, so this is actually going to become a good thing.
Yes.
This is actually going to become good thing throughout the entirety of this. Ingrid Andress, national anthem singer, came out with a statement. She said she was drunk. She apologized, and I believe she's going to rehab immediately. So this is a life-changing moment. Okay, so there's going to be a good thing out of this.
Okay.
I think a good thing is going to come from this entire thing. Don't love that she was drunk, obviously, out there singing a national anthem. Neither did she. National anthem, we needed it.
Yeah.
We needed it. She's going to rehab, get it fixed. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. She's deciding to go, not other people forcing her to go. Obviously, we, in the generation that we have grown up in, have all had friends that have either had to go to rehab, should have gone to rehab, didn't go to rehab, and the different outcomes that come from each of those decisions are obviously vastly different. So the fact that she is choosing to go, which is a good thing, not a bad thing, is good news. We got good news coming out of the Home Run Derby. That's good, I think. This is a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, if it's true, then I'm glad she's getting the help she needs, but also this kind of seems like it could be a little bit of a stunt. She also has the kind of like tongue-in-cheek like joke at the bottom, like, hey, I hear a rehab is super fun. Don't love that spin on it, but it also could. I'm just saying, it seems like this could.
Why does everybody think everything's a work?
Well, because
most singers I know when they're drunk, they still can blow.
They're belting it. I feel like she did that.
You see A Star Is Born?
Yeah, exactly. Brad Cooper was piss drunk the entire fucking time, and he was still just tearing the house down.
Tell me something.
Exactly.
That was on the other night.
Now, granted, that's a movie.
So good.
It's not real.
Hey, when's the last time you
Jackson Maine is real.
We don't know if it's based on a true story.
Yeah, it is.
We don't know. We're not 100% sure. Have you? That movie holds up.
Oh, yeah. It's so good.
It was on.
Is it good? I've never seen it. I never actually taken time.
Body
I know
Age.
I already know the ending. I know he's, I know something happened.
No.
Whoa. Jeez.
I don't want to say
That's
it.
actually why I didn't like it, AJ.
I didn't want to say it, but I heard it's not a great ending.
All right. Anyways,
different.
I don't even remember that as the ending.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I've fallen asleep.
That's his ending. I know
don't
that's
think
his
I
ending.
made it to the end.
I was just gonna say, does he end with him like just rocking out with
Anyways,
Gaga?
so yes,
For you?
Actually,
Yeah.
for me, then I wake up and she's on the stage singing.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, okay, so he passed away. I just learned just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
So
You had a lot of
I'm happy
movies.
that I've fallen
The movie.
asleep every single time during the same exact.
Like the
spot.
opposite of Top Gun. Top Gun, you want that last hour.
Yes, 44 minutes or 53 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
boom.
I've watched the last 53 minutes. Is it 40? What was it? 40?
I thought it was like 47.
Yeah, it's like
48.
47 to 50 in that little time
That
frame.
ballpark.
Yeah.
If you watch that, the end of Top Gun,
Actually
Yeah.
did overbreak, and it was still magnificent.
you are going to pass 50 minutes away.
Yeah.
Just lock in on what's about to happen. And God bless America.
God bless America, that's right.
And good luck in there, Ingrid. Maybe she's just trying to, maybe that's her. We don't know her personality.
No, not at all. Yeah, which is why I'm not gonna. But that does, again, I hope if she actually does have like a problem going to rehab, like last night is probably like an earth shattering. Like, oh shit, I really do need to address this, and I need some help. But if it's, hopefully that's the case. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and there's a chance, she's been hiding something for a long time.
True.
And it gets come out for a long time, and she decides this is it. This is a problem. And we appreciate the fact she's taking care of it. Also, big news today, Brandon Aiyuk has officially said, I won't trade. Get me out of here.
Okay.
So Mike Garafolo is reporting that All-Pro wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk has officially requested a trade after an offseason of unsuccessful. Why is that happening?
It's all right. Those spider
It's that
bites.
goddamn spider bite. That brown recluse.
I would imagine a lot of internet doctors told you what that is. Like, have you gotten any
Yeah,
reports?
you need some spray. You got
Right,
greedy
6.
spray.
You know what Michael Cole told me?
What'd he say?
Michael Cole said you take 2 weeks off and you think your vocal cords are just going to be the same. You lost it.
Oh.
That's what Michael Cole. Michael Cole talks shit to me.
He said you lost.
A man who has lost. This is a guy who has missed 3 shows in 27 years. He couldn't wait to see me after a nice 2-week break, and then for my voice to kind of just drop off at one point, just going, "Geez, it'll probably take a couple weeks to get back," like that type of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, "You're an asshole, dude. I want to let you know," and I would like to let Brandon Aiyuk know. I apologize that the sound just dropped out of my voice. Well, we're making a pretty big announcement about your life. Okay? Brandon Aiyuk and the Niners have not been willing to engage in negotiation since May. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. We've seen a couple vlogs, since then about they don't want me here no more. They don't want any of this from Brandon Aiyuk's side. So the fact that they haven't negotiated since May, obviously a long time. The fact that he is potentially stuck there for another 3 years with the way the franchise tag is operating. The money he wants versus the money they're willing to give because of all the money they have across that entire roster because they got a rookie quarterback, which I believe Aiyuk is saying, hey, you could pay me because you got a rookie quarterback. But the way the Niners look at it is we paid everybody. Whenever they play in those primetime games, they'll put up graphics of like highest paid per position. And the Niners have like 10 guys on there that are all in like the top 8 or top 7 of payment, which is why the quarterback for this team actually gets judged so hard because the roster is so talented. Well, when you have a very talented roster, it's going to be very expensive. It's going to be hard to get money around. And Brandon Aiyuk is seemingly the guy that they are not going to be able to get money to. He might see the writing on the wall. He might want to get out of there, but the Niners hold all the cards. How do you feel about it, AJ, where Brandon Aiyuk requests a trade officially? That feels like a big deal here, just a few days removed from everybody starting camp.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a big deal, but it's not shocking by any means. We knew it could easily come to this because the Niners they have all the power. They kind of have the leverage. Now, Aiyuk does have leverage because of his great play and how good he is and everything that he does. He could be wide receiver 1 really anywhere, I believe. So, I mean, they don't have to do anything. Request a trade, yeah. The thing is, the Niners can say, no, sorry, you got to come in here. You're going to get fined once camp starts, all of that stuff. They have all the power here, but I don't know what they might do. I mean, I honestly feel like they just hold on to him and make him come in.
Damn. Yeah, if you officially request a trade, does that mean you're not going to come to camp? Is that
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I mean, they'll say that, yeah. They'll say, okay, prove it that you're going to miss games, I guess, which I hope, and no player wants to do that.
What do you think, D-Ball?
I mean, you kind of saw it with the behind the scenes with the hard knock stuff. Sometimes this is the best move for the player in that situation. To AJ's point, he is a valuable asset, so somebody will give up some stuff for him. And then for him as a player, you want to handle this before training camp. You know what I mean? Obviously, this is as late as possible. Now you see why he said they don't want me. If you're not negotiating since May, you can say all the shit you want to say, but if we're not talking numbers, we know money talks, especially with wide receivers getting paid. So for him, he wants the team that wants him, wants to get paid, and obviously you want to, get into a building with an OC, start dialing up shit for you, get reps with your quarterback, get used to the city, whatever the family situation is. So I hope it gets worked out. I would love to see Brandon Aiyuk play. I hate, situations drawing into the season. I would like to see him, him play and, be where he wants to be.
Yeah, also come to the Colts, dude. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know about
AJ,
that.
don't you think? Like,
Well, he didn't. Unfortunately, he didn't have much power. You're talking to the Niners front office there. When you
yeah,
said
but
that.
what D-Butt just brought up right there it was a pretty good point, and I keep forgetting about it because Jonathan Taylor literally just did it this past training camp to the Indianapolis Colts, and then Hard Knocks proved it to be true. Like Darius pointed this out, the way he took the conversation that took place, and it's 100% true. It's like, do we want to deal with Saquon Barkley franchise tag situation again? Publicly, all the bullshit. They actually talking about that.
Yeah.
They're spending time in a meeting saying, do we want to deal with that? Because these are humans at the end of the day. The thing about this particular team is John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have dealt with shit. I mean, they've sat right at a press conference right next to each other and just in the middle of shit with money and contracts, with how much talent they've drafted and have over there. And they seemingly just live it. They don't give a fuck.
No, I mean,
they just live in it over there.
This is kind of like like they just went through the whole Trey Lance thing too. Like that was way louder and much more like explosive than this is. And also nothing's really changed. Like I know he's like officially requested a trade, but like we've known about this for months now. So it's like from their position, it's like, oh, okay, you officially want to trade now. Like, well, we knew that 2 months ago, and we still don't want to fucking trade you. So,
well,
okay.
To your point, Adam Schefter has just tweeted, and we know Schefter. We said this to Schefter's face, and he did not disagree. And we have known this about Schefter since before we had a relationship with Schefter. That Schefter had a plug with the Niners because Schefter obviously first with almost. I mean, him and Rappaport are basically. Garofalo came with this one, but they are the ones, and they have their own teams that are with them. So it's a kind of team effort. We get it, but like the Niners shit, he is the one that is always right. So he's plugged in. Sources are saying other teams have reached out and spoken to San Francisco, have been told that, 49ers have no intention of trading disgruntled wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk, who officially has requested a trade. 49ers open training camp next week. See you then. That is coming directly from
York. Send better offers.
That's potentially if you want some, come get some. But it's also potentially the Niners being like, hey, Shefty, just remind them.
Yeah. We do not care.
Yeah, all right, we'll see. Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo practiced on another field.
Yeah.
And then kept
at training camp.
Yeah.
Said the Jimmy Garoppolo era was something. Said that.
Yeah.
And then had a going away video.
Yep.
He's training on a different field. He plays for the team as well somehow.
Yep.
It's like that's Niners football almost. Debo was pissed at one point.
They do seem to weather the storm. Like it's big at the moment, but then it's kind of gone. And then whenever it happens, though, they like the solution happens, and they figure it out, and it's just bam, here we go, everything's good. Like they do deal with a lot.
Yeah, I mean, as we're starting to talk about it, a lot of these teams, you hear the Giants go, we're not fucking doing it. John Lynch is like, come on.
Yeah.
Well, that may be the difference too.
Well, it's because
part of the obviously you need the players
of why they're good.
Yeah, of why like good teams are good teams. Sometimes you know how Belichick handled business in New England. Obviously, you had Brady, but different people. Green Bay, they do their things differently. Like every Steelers, every organization kind of has their thing. But to your point, all these players are mentioned. Nick Bosa, who was top pass rusher in the league, pretty much his money said so. They weathered the storm all the way into the season, but he didn't have like the Nick Bosa season that you expected. You know what I mean? So sometimes maybe they learn from it, or maybe they do move differently. But I don't see the Niners paying him, north of $28 million at this point. So I mean,
Aiyuk,
don't think they can.
What's it take to get him? What would a team give up for him?
I don't think the Niners are paying him. Like this is a T. Higgins situation.
No, exactly. Like they actually just can't.
Not that they can't. I think they're just like, we're not.
They're like, hey, we have to make a decision somewhere with some people on this roster where we know we can't re-sign everyone to these giant deals.
And to Brandon Aiyuk, we would like to say, as a fan of Colts and Packers and
Steelers,
half the
any Patriots,
anyway, we would love to have Brandon Aiyuk on our team, which is why Brandon Aiyuk feels this way.
Yeah,
because he knows that this is the case.
He's justified. He should feel. I understand him feeling this way because he also listen to anybody talk. Like he does the dirty work. He's blocking dudes. He's like going across the middle, this dude is like, yeah, he does a lot more than just what shows up on the stat sheet, which the stat sheet's pretty damn good for him as well.
If you want to get loud, I guess, I'm sorry about Niners fans. I like the Niners. I'm a big fan of the way that team operates. I like the way they do their business. I like how they play football.
Yes.
We didn't even get to ask Dan Orlovsky about this. Dan Orlovsky, when talking about the rating system of quarterbacks this morning on first they get
both. Yeah, both of them.
He said Josh Allen is like 3 plays away from winning multiple Super Bowls or something like that. Because of having to run into Mahomes and the way things go, and that was his take to stick up for Josh Allen, and kind of go through this entire thing. And then you think about it, well, if they get through Mahomes and them, they would have had to play this Niners defense and this Niners team. The way they play, they fly around, they're dogs, they seemingly are able to, with all this bullshit, it's like, this is a part of the problem, though, when your team's very good.
Yeah.
Like, these things are going to happen. And I assume that's just how Lynch and Shanahan have just decided, like, yeah, we're going to have to fucking deal with this. Like, this is just how this goes. This is what good teams have. Shanahan's been in the NFL since he's a child. Lynch, obviously, been in the NFL through the plate, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor in 2 different places.
Yep.
He's in Ring of Honor in 2 different places, John Lynch. So they've just been around the NFL for so long, it's like, hey, this is how good teams have to survive. This is how it is. Do you think that's why they're able to handle it so much and have an understanding of it, I wonder? Yeah. Packers front office.
Yeah.
I mean, they're able to sit in the storm and weather it and continue to have success as well.
Yeah, I mean, it helps when you get a guy like Brock Purdy, and it's like, hey, okay, we can kind of deal with all this other bullshit on the margins because we have a guy we're not paying anything, and he's taking us to NFC championships and Super Bowls. So like what if Pearsall, like, I'm sure in their heads they were like prepared because they knew this stuff was coming. It's like, well, what if he can just step in and replace Aiyuk? Then what are we talking about? Why are we going to give this guy $29 million if we just drafted a rookie at the end of the first round? And how
about them watching all the success of these rookie wide receivers and being like, we should at least bet on if we can get a young guy,
one of them
that could become the next Brandon Aiyuk, because that is the wide receiver market. It's either shit ton of money or rookie trying to get a shit ton of money. Yep. That is the market. It's seemingly at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, I never see that.
Oh yeah,
jeez, what a catch!
He's absurd.
And I
the
suppose
defenders almost knocked each other out.
Like, someone might offer a first-round pick in terms of like them saying like, okay, do better, but like Devontae Adams didn't get traded for a first-round pick.
Nah, he's going to the Jets. Remember?
Well, right, but when the Packers traded him to the Raiders, they didn't get a first, and then like Tyreek Hill went for what, like a 3rd and a 6th or something like that, like
strictly because you're paying for the contract.
Exactly. So and it's the same situation with him. So like, is someone gonna trade 2 first-round picks for Aiyuk and then have to give him a massive deal? Like, no way. Like, they don't have to do anything. They don't. They can just, it's like, oh, okay, you're going to sit out a year? Okay.
Hey, good luck, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hope everything gets sorted.
New England will pay you.
You really, like, your belief in Drake May.
Oh, yeah. How could I not?
Is awesome.
How could I
that
not?
Clip, how about that clip with Daboll? You had to get rock hard when you saw that, when he was on the board with Daboll.
Oh, yeah. I still am. From that clip, and then just like what you hear about him from camp is like, hey,
stamina, isn't it? That's stamina.
Holy smokes, that's a long time.
Yeah, call it doctor normally, but not here. It's like,
yeah, all good. Nope. It's just football, baby. But like everything you hear is like, yeah, he's getting better every day. So like that's what you kind of want. That's what I feel like everything that happened with Purdy, even like a Josh Allen, like it was just a consistent getting better. But yeah, I think we do have the clip. Yeah, here we go.
Gundolphin right, 72, Tundra, float, H angle.
Gundolphin right, 72, Tundra, float, H angle.
Yeah, so Tundra stands for what?
200s.
200s, and what does float stand for?
It's got the corner of the out.
Flag, we call it a flag, so I mean, we end up saying corner flag, but it's flag.
So
flag, and the angle is an angle. You got me on that?
Easy stuff.
Then you use Rita to the right, Linda to the left. It was a flip formation. Good?
Rita to the right, Linda to the left.
72, 5-man protection, slide to the wheel. So if the strength of the formation is right, what formation is that again?
Yeah, Gundolphin right.
Yeah, right. He's there. The wheel's over there. The line would slide there. We'd say 72 Rita.
72 Rita. Gotcha.
So let's say this before you go to the next one.
So you watch that and you just got all pumped up.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like also watching the Caleb one and the Jaden one. Like they asked Jaden Daniels.
You're talking about the comps.
Yeah, just like everything. Like hearing all of it. Like, and that's just like
what's going on with Caleb's deal? Caleb Williams' deal.
Well,
JJ McCarthy too, right?
Yeah.
He's got a
Caleb's not going to play for the Bears this year, I guess.
What's that?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They can't get anything done, and they can't even negotiate with him because he's not an NFLPA agent. So he's basically said, like, yeah, I'm not going to play this year.
Over the weekend, Mike Florio is reporting that first overall pick, once-in-a-generation quarterback out of USC, Heisman winner, highest NIL earner in the history of NIL. Obviously, it's very early. Quarterback Caleb Williams in the Chicago Bears said he's not handling the contract talks. The Bears have told the NFL that they are directly negotiating with him. Either way, the clock is ticking loudly. The Bears rookies report tomorrow. So him saying he's not handling the contract talks, and then another report was like he doesn't have a NFLPA registered agent. So who's handling the negotiations if it's not Caleb? It has to be an NFLPA or NFL certified agent in this entire thing. We might have another situation of old buddy.
Saint Omni.
Yeah.
This might be a Saint Omni situation taking place, but there's no way with how because didn't Caleb Williams already start a venture capitalist fund?
Yeah, investment fund. Yep.
He's going to get a deal done, but this is going to be classic. I think Caleb Williams is going to be in there working it.
Just a little drama for Hard Knocks, boys.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you
That's
guys.
all
have,
it is.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
So once again, Drake May's not doing this acting bullshit.
They're contradicting
not signing
themselves,
his
though.
fucking contract.
What's that, AJ?
Read that. If you read the top of it, Caleb says my lawyers and people are dealing with the Bears execs, and then the Bears came out and said no, we're dealing directly with Caleb.
Well, and I think they're saying they're dealing directly with Caleb because I don't think the people that they're. The other tweet that I saw said that Caleb didn't have a certified agent.
Correct.
Yeah, here it is.
He's not represented, but he could hire a lawyer to do his deal that's certified.
Yeah, but the lawyer would have to be certified, but he doesn't have the lawyer certified. Like, he doesn't have it reported. I think you have to report who you're a person. So, like,
really?
I think
That was easy.
Florio's saying someone's lying here, whether it's Caleb or the Bears.
Yeah, I think the Chicago Bears were saying, yes, we are talking directly to Caleb. Because I think Caleb potentially doesn't have. I think the lawyer that he has handling the back end paperwork might be like his personal lawyer, not like a NFLPA agent certified.
Not talking directly to the Bears.
Yeah, bingo. But it's it's Caleb, but it's not like I think that's what it is.
Sounds like a bunch of.
Yeah, sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
And this guy kind of sounds like a little bit of a liar.
Who?
Caleb.
No, the whole thing is mumbo jumbo.
The whole
This deal's
thing
going to
is-
get done.
Well, are we sure?
This is all mumbo jumbo.
I hope it is because I want to see him play football this year. But the more I see this stuff, it's just like, does this guy even want to play this year?
Yeah, and that's the thing about this mumbo jumbo. Rookie mumbo jumbo. That's thick mumbo jumbo. This isn't just some watered down mumbo
Well, the
jumbo.
Chicago Bears had 2 top 10 picks. They just got the deal done with Roman Dunze today.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Chicago Bears getting deals done. Now,
Who's going to throw the ball to him?
well, they're going to get the deal done with Caleb. This is easy stuff. This is going to happen. Caleb was dapping up the Chicago Bears. He was so excited. He was,
Yeah, he was doing that.
Take care of my wideout first.
that's what he said.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. And he's doing his own business.
Yeah, and Drake May's just like, where's my fucking pen? I don't give a fuck. I want to throw the ball right now.
Oh,
to
he's TJ
fucking
Watt, and
corner.
he's-
He's 72 under. Yeah, I don't. Boom. Yeah, I'll play for nothing, motherfucker. I don't care.
It was some good stuff. I mean, obviously the editors, you don't know how it's edited, what's missed, but it does help quarterbacks, especially when they come from pro systems, when they're used to being in a huddle, when they're used to adjusting protections and calling out and recalling certain formations, and a lot of this is hurry up, and you're looking at the sideline, you're getting signals and flashcards and shit, and obviously that's not how it is in the NFL. So when you get in those combine meetings, it's very and they're trying to make you uncomfortable. They're trying to make you forget some shit or flip over yourself just to see how you handle it as a player, especially as a quarterback. And obviously, I think Drake came out, looking the best in that situation. Caleb played in a somewhat of a pro style system as well, a little collegey, but I think Jaden played in like the most college style, kind of wide open attack type system. But it's about what coaches, what groups these guys get into as far as building that area now.
And think about what Daboll was doing. Daboll was loving that. And even if you're not looking at a quarterback, all these coaches are trying to get as much information on every person because they're going to be in the league for a long time, depending on if they're coaching that person later or if they're coaching against that person later. So no meeting is just like a throwaway meeting. They're trying to learn about everything, especially quarterbacks and top quarterbacks, how you do it. So Daboll kind of in there doing his thing. Clyde Christensen was like a consultant mentor.
And who's he?
So Clyde Christensen was Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Andrew Luck, Carson Palmer. No.
Big Ben? Was it?
No, that's Bruce Arians.
BA, yeah.
Anyways, quarterback coach.
Okay.
I think those names are.
Well, yeah, I want to say them again. Which ones were they?
Solid group.
Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Andrew Luck.
The Hall of Famers.
Okay.
He was our quarterback coach.
Two Mount Rushmore, yeah.
So that meeting that Daboll just did with Drake May, I assume Clyde Christensen has done with Drake May 1,000 times.
Okay.
Maybe 1,000 times.
Okay.
Hey, every word, right, means something. Right. So they
you
say
prepare for that. They also prepare for that before the combine. They will. Absolutely, you better prepare for that because you need to show up.
But Clyde was doing that all year. He was in meetings with Drake May literally all year. He wasn't allowed on the practice field, but he's allowed in meetings. So what's he going to do in meetings? Exactly what you just saw right there. So like him breaking down like, hey, everybody has a code. Like slope was a boom. It was a mountain. It was a slope turned sideways. Like tundra was 200.
Yep.
Like him breaking, like him learning like how to decipher the code while it's being sent to you is a massive. That is like the entire, because everything comes a lot easier once you get the codes. I was very lucky to be roommates with Curtis Painter, my rookie training camp. Curtis Painter out of Purdue could spin it, absolute dog. But he was obviously a quarterback, rookie quarterback. And where we were staying at in Terre Haute, Rose Holman Institute, we had like, everybody had like a 2-bedroom dorm, and there was like a living room, and quarterbacks would meet in our room, mostly because, you know, there'd be like shit, and we would have to clean it, obviously.
Sure.
Let's go.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just so happened to be sitting in some of these meetings, and they were trying to come up with signals for things, and like Peyton signals, and like what we're going to call things, and like Dallas is in there, Peyton's in there, like Reg was, like everybody's in there doing it. And I am a person who, you know, my brain is okay at memory and stuff like that. So like trying to decipher why they were making decisions for things was like a really cool thing. And once you get people's like lingo in their code, it's like something you can break down. Drake, as soon as he started talking, like just broke through his code. Is that because he's been in that system before, or is it because he knows exactly how to break it down? Whatever the case, it's like, seems like in between the ears.
Yes.
He's going to be a fucking guy.
Quarterback too.
And then you think about how athletic he is.
Yeah, so he'll figure it out. And to your Painter point, like a lot, like even we had Dan on today. Dan played in league 12 years, you know, mostly as a backup. Like those guys usually have to be more on top of that type of stuff. Because, like, if you're drafting a guy top 5, like AJ can come in and not necessarily be on top of everything. AJ, I'm sure, was, but he's going to play. The coach better figure out how to get some production out of the top 5 pick. Now, if you're a 5th rounder, you better come in there knowing all that shit, all the signals. Peyton's probably coming to the sideline. Hey, what are the safeties doing? What are you seeing from the DC? What signals are you seeing? So you got to be on top of all that stuff. And if you have the talent and then you have the between the ear stuff, that's when you get, like, you know, the all-time.
We worried about his uncle.
Definitely worried about his uncle, but that's the thing. He's going to be in New England. So, like, booze bags fit in, you know, like shoes. Like,
Uncle has a good time.
Yeah, there's that's not a problem.
It does
at
seem
all.
like he is the perfect mix.
Yeah, he is. And I don't know if AJ was with Green. Were you with Green Bay when Alex Van Pelt was there, or no, AJ?
Yeah, I was with AVP.
Yeah, so he's the OC. You could probably speak more about him, but like the mic'd up session that AVP had, it looked as though like very much a player's coach. And if we got a jovial, you know, OC who can fuck around with the players, I'd much rather that than, you know, the vibe we did have with Mac Jones.
Mac Jones just having a good time down in Jacksonville. He just did a front flip with a football.
Yeah. No. I'm saying when Mac Jones was in New England. I mean, Josh McDaniels, what's the viewpoint on him right now? Bill O'Brien?
I'll tell you what, that receivers show.
Yeah, exactly. And then you look.
Devontae wanted out of there.
Yes, he did.
I made a massive mistake.
Almost as if they changed quarterback to keep, strictly to keep Devontae.
Not a bad play.
No, smart.
All right. What a day. Pretty good day today.
Hell yeah.
A pretty good day, wasn't it?
It has. Yeah, it has. What, honestly, your arm thing, any news?
No, dude. I don't know.
It
looks
better.
like you almost got a tattoo. Like,
I don't know if it looks better, but it definitely looks the same. It doesn't look worse.
I think it's a little better. It doesn't hurt.
Did you do some plant?
there you
Did
go.
you do something like plant medicine? There's some plant medicine deals where it gives these people some scars, and because it's like the frog things or something.
I'm not getting a hen at that. What do you?
Rub some dirt on.
What'd you
Plant
say?
medicine ceremony. Sometimes they
He's
come
not
with
licking
scars.
frogs, bro.
I haven't gone into that whole. I want to change the dimension I'm in. Drugs yet? Sorry.
Which dimension do you want to be in?
Jesus. Third one. Is this the one we're in? We're in the third
casting
one? I'm
I don't
cool
know.
right
What are we
here.
in?
Okay, spell.
I wouldn't mind though. I would. You know, at some point in my life, I'm gonna want to see.
Sure.
Because the way
Take a peek.
4 or
Yeah, but
6,
once you
8.
unveil that veil,
allegedly from the ayahuasca people that I've talked to, you got to get up to 9. I think 8, 9 is where you want to get to, something like that.
Yeah,
There's
but-
a couple that are like, whoa, it's going to be tough to get through.
4, 5, 6.
Now, granted,
how do you get there?
Well, that's the thing. While it was being described to me, I obviously could not fathom and understand what they were talking about. So I just took that as a matter of fact that I'm not going to fully comprehend what they're doing, but I can live in the world that they're in. So I don't know how we're getting up there, but from what it sounds like, the journey up there is worthy of. I mean, everybody that does it gets to a point in their life, like you don't just, you know what, I'm gonna do ayahuasca. Like, I'm going to do it. Like, there's a reason why I think you look into it and find it in so many people, military people. Now, a lot of athletes are getting into it, potential people that have, brain trauma. Like, there's a lot of people getting into this, and I think it's good that it's coming into the full conversation. But for me, like, not at the point where I want to change it. I think I'm pretty, okay, I like the way I'm looking. But at some point, I think we got to go take a look.
Why not?
You hear the way they talk about this entire,
You got to be at least, intrigued by what the whole situation is. Yeah, for sure.
That video looked hot.
Just worry about, like, is it a round trip?
Turn into a wacko.
Is it a one way? And, like, you got to book another one.
No, you're always going to come down. You're always going to come down.
Yeah, but
that's the thing about, like, everything.
Come down this. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be the same, or you want me going there in the first place. But like,
you're worried about
how
the
different. It's
like, what do you see when you're in there, D-But? And am I going to be forever changed, and maybe not in a positive way?
People do have bad trips on other things.
Oh yeah,
like
I haven't heard any of those though. From
not
now,
that.
granted, they certainly have.
They
happened.
exist. Yeah,
they certainly have.
I've heard people that have gone. I've talked to people that have gone, and I'm like, "How was it?" Like, yeah, I think I need a little bit more. Actually, I don't think they gave me enough. And they said it was fine, but I didn't have a whole lot. And then other people, it's life changing.
So is this like people who smoke weed for the first time? I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. Did you get?
No,
I didn't get anything.
A couple of people I talked to that said it didn't get enough said they have probably tried every substance on the planet. The people I'm talking about.
Okay, well,
so yeah,
that could have been a different level too.
Yeah,
we need to be in this entire conversation over here. I watched that video. Who put the documentary out? Jopo, right?
Yeah.
It looked hot.
What did they do? Were they in like a?
You saw it. Shut up. I'm not doing it.
I did not see Poyer's deal. No, I think there's all different settings people have.
You saw the Porter video. This is not.
I did not. But
showed it on the show.
We watched it with you. We watched it with you. This is
when he was he in like a little sweat lodge deal?
Yes. It was like a teepee.
I don't think. Yeah, you don't have to do that. I mean, there's all different kind of ways I think people do it.
Well, that wasn't even ayahuasca, right? That was the
night before.
That was the ceremony. Yeah, like the night before, and then the next night they were. I can't remember what he said it was, but it wasn't the actual.
Boga? Did he do a boga?
Dude, you saw the video. I have no idea.
I don't remember. The Ibogaine one is the one that's like, I think, like a 24-hour deal where you're puking and dumping, and that's what help. I think that helps people get off of pills. I've heard that Iboga stuff.
He said he didn't do any
ayahuasca's a little quicker.
Okay, all right. So all these things, it does feel like they're helping the people that are seeking it and going for it. At some point, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know about that 24-hour dumping and puking one.
No thanks.
I code red last night, middle of the show in Dayton.
Jesus.
Commercial break, had to sprint to a bathroom.
Yep.
That's a dump.
Code red.
Is there a code blue for just pee or something?
No, it's yellow.
Clear, I'm hydrated.
Yeah.
Oh.
Commercial break made it back. Bojangles commercial on the other side. Thank you.
Man.
I was dripping in sweat. I was sprinting through the arena. It was 1,000 degrees in
I
there.
thought you just wanted Bojangles.
Well, I'll tell you what. You see those Bojangles cups? Did you see
Oh my God.
the tag teams that are on?
I want that Taker one.
Absolutely. The Brothers of Destruction. Yeah, it wasn't just Taker. It was Kane too. And the reason why you couldn't see Kane is because I was told very clearly and very specifically, sprint back, 3, 2, I slide in seat, headset on, dripping in sweat. Cole says, don't touch the cups. I'm like, can't put these cups.
Yeah. Fuck Bojangles. Come
Bojangles cup.
I'm touching.
Right there. So as soon as we come back, I'm dripping in sweat, and he just starts talking about like, I gotta touch these cups, and I'm like, boom, I like stone cold them, and I look at them, these are cool, and I put them back down, and I see they have like 4 cameras set up to shoot all the cups. I'm like, oh shit! So I'm trying to like line up. I'm trying to line up the cups, and then the one cup was just a Bojangles cup, so I couldn't find the logo. So I was just like spinning it while I was like, so I almost ruined the entire thing. But I was so pumped it was Bojangles, and
got it done.
all I could think of was McGee. Is this the video? Yeah, literally. Yeah, I just put it back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Brian Curtis. Yep, don't touch the cup. yeah, it was. Oh shit. Oh yeah, yep. Here's where I find out.
That's awesome.
They got the camera on there. Yeah, it was a thing. It was. Yeah, but boom. I figured it out, but I did get. Let me see. Is there? Oh shit. Nope. Nope. That is the.
Wrong side.
Look at your face.
Bojangles guys are pissed.
Right there, I just said I just sprinted back to the bathroom. I'm incredibly sweaty, but I love Bojangles, and Michael Cole obviously loses his mind. But yeah, I mean, just you could see the cameraman like. All right. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I fucked up everything. And I have so much fun over there, man. I love
You
that.
think they said anything to Cole when you ran back? You think they got in there like, hey, Cole, make sure Pat doesn't touch the cups? Like, well, he's dumping right now. I'll make sure to tell him. Right
No,
before we get
everybody
off.
kind of knows because it's a full production, because I guess I'm in the middle of the arena.
People like slow clapping for you as you're running out to get to the
It
bathroom.
depends. Normally, there'll be like lights go off as soon as the commercial starts, and then they're going to run a video or something's going to happen. So I try to get out into a bathroom while it's still dark, so it's not too distracting. Don't want it to be too, because there's like a reason for like everything that fucking happens. But then sometimes it's like lights are still on, and it's like you gotta
go.
It's 3 hours. I gotta stay hydrated. Like people tell me to stay hydrated. Like if you want to be, we got the show here, and then travel, and then 3 hours of Raw, and then we're back in here tomorrow. It's like they say staying hydrated is a way to keep your energy.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I'm just like housing that, and then I'll have a coffee every once in a while. And then like Michael Cole hasn't peed during a show in like 20 years. Is this guy the most dehydrated fucking human of all? How do you sit there for 3 hours?
He might.
How do you?
Some people just don't drink liquid. Some people don't drink water and they barely drink anything during the day. I don't know because I could. Yeah, that's not me.
I'm never going to survive one of those shows. In like the first, let's say 10 shows I did with them, they like laughed at me. They're like, oh, gotta go to the party or whatever. It's like, yeah. Now it's like every single, it's like, yeah, we got to find a bathroom. I am going to have to go to the bathroom. That's the first time I've ever had to code red though. Get out of me.
Got it done.
Love Dayton. It was a good setup, that place. Good setup. Quick in, quick out. I mean, absolutely a blast.
I saw my very first WWE event at the Nutter Center. I think I was 15 years old. Stone Cold actually wrestled.
I couldn't imagine him in that place with the way it's built.
Oh, it was amazing.
Some of those WWE places, whenever you got the good crowd, last time was a good crowd, but when you have, like, that place didn't have an upper bowl. It was
interesting.
It was very interesting, but it made it loud.
Yeah, it's not a full-size arena. It's not like a full-size arena. It's like it's just a little pared down.
Yeah, it's like, I think it was 11,000, 12, I forget what it was.
Is it?
Yeah, I forget the exact number last night. Obviously, the stage is smaller than it used to be, but it still looks sweet. Like, the stage setup is different than what it used to be. It looks insane. But it's like, I think the cement at the top made it louder last. Like, it was very loud. So those aren't like, yep, and Michael Cole's completely off on the.
Yeah, well, come on, Cole.
Yeah, I mean.
That's Cole, baby.
That's Cole football.
Yeah, it is.
And the Yeet foam fingers are available now, I do believe.
Okay.
If you want to get out there and yeet in the Nutter Center, just like your friends Michael Cole and Jey Uso, you can certainly do that. That's a cool moment out there. Hey, the White Six things.
I love it.
Dude, it's really cool.
Seriously,
It's
love it.
super emotional.
Yeah.
Like, I took care of that box yesterday. I strapped it in. Did you see that?
Yeah, I had to.
Hit some turbulence. Real turbulence yesterday. Real turbulence.
Stormy.
Real turbulence.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
AJ, we're talking up out of seat. Didn't need to fly this particular trip either. So I was in there getting tossed around that damn plane. I'm like, it's the universe. I'm so sorry. I'll never do this again. I'm being, this is 100% my fault. I mean, timing wise, do kind of have to do it, but I understand. Like, that's what I was thinking last night. Strap that box in. Actually had to strap it in. I was in it. One of these and trying to get that box in there and putting it down. And sitting down, doing the whole thing. And then we're doing this one right here.
Yep.
22 minutes.
Locked in.
Holding both sides of it. Got the phone ready to make a video for the family.
Yep.
And then look up at the pilot.
Yeah.
You feel that?
Good.
Good.
Normal.
Storming here last night.
Like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it got real bad real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I felt it. And it went right to Dayton. I think that was the actual path.
Yeah, probably.
I think I was riding it.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like I was Glen Powell.
Glen Powell and Twisters.
That's what it felt like.
That same storm hit Chicago. It was like legit 4 tornadoes hit the ground.
Yeah,
it was insane.
Dude, it was. I was.
It's all marketing for the movie, huh?
Smart. So they said, did you see some of the? We ran 40 videos last night, trailers for Twisters. The director was talking about how they filmed in Oklahoma and like, who's the dude? He's been on the show before. Talented Spanish guy. He was in
Hamilton.
Hamilton. He was in
yeah.
Hamilton. I think he was.
Not the director.
No, he was.
Lin-Manuel Manurin.
No, that's the writer.
No, he's also been in a Crown Royal commercial. His name is escaping me right now.
Oh, he's in A Star Is Born.
Yes.
He's friend of Gaga.
He's Gaga's friend.
Yeah.
Friend of Gaga. He said the first night he was in Oklahoma, they had a tornado warning. He said the windows were shit. It was like they were actually.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that was like a big part of the marketing for the show. It seemed like last night, whenever they were running all the trailers, it was like, hey, Anthony Ramos.
There it is.
He was there like, hey, we were out here, like actually in it. Moving out to the Midwest, the tornado shit's wild.
Oh, yeah.
It was a wild
And
thing.
we are like, right now is like peak. What was it on Sunday? Like the radar was fine. Or you look at like the 24-hour Doppler and like we were supposed to be okay. It was really hot. And then all of a sudden like a storm rolled in and there were like 70-mile-an-hour winds like out of nowhere, and it's like you could feel the temperature drop real quick. It's like, oh shit, like we're in it now. Luckily nothing happened, but like these next couple weeks here, like what
last night
yeah.
after I got home, they were like through the evening, it got real loud and did the entire. You see the wind a lot out here.
Yes.
Yep. You see the wind too much out
You
here.
hear it.
Pittsburgh, you feel the wind, don't really see it. Believe in it, but you don't see it. You can feel it. Out here, you see it too much. You see it with rain.
Yep.
You see it with objects.
Yeah.
You see it with
Flying
shit.
It's just so flat here, right?
Yeah, we don't stop it, right? That's kind of the rule. But I think even Pittsburgh's starting to get like some crazy wind. I think even like,
You gotta dig a bunker, huh? You gonna dig a bunker in your backyard?
I've seen a couple like posts on.
There's some unbelievable YouTube video, like the companies that install a lot of the, the big bomb shelters underground. They're unbelievable.
What was that movie? That show?
Doomsday Preppers or whatever.
Okay, certainly a part.
Leave the World Behind.
Is that the one where
the Julia Roberts one where the girl goes into the bunker at the end?
Yes.
Yep.
They're like got a built perfect
Sick.
bunker
Yeah.
in this entire thing.
No, what's the one where they're in a John Goodman's in a bunker and he's keeping like people down there?
That's Cloverfield. Yeah, it's
Here we
Cloverfield
go.
sequel.
There it
That has
is.
nothing to do with tornadoes.
I assume that is a very different bunker.
It is.
Yeah. All right.
It's a bunker.
Okay,
bunker.
AJ. This is mustache,
What is
AJ.
it's weird stuff happening? What is he killing people in the bunker? I don't know what he was doing exactly, but I
keep
remember
him-
you held him in for some reason.
So this is like he held people hostage underground.
There's like a
No, he said there was like a zombie apocalypse up there. Don't go out.
No, there's
Don't
like a Godzilla type monster that like
really
comes, and that's kind of
What was that show that was completely underground? I tried to watch
Silo.
Silo.
Yeah.
I watched some of that.
I tried to. Yeah.
Good show.
Watch some of it as well. Have you seen The Mole yet? Oh, buddy.
oh my god.
Yeah, I'm pumped to
No,
watch.
what's it on? I want
finished-
to watch
you
it. What's it on?
Netflix.
You finished it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished it earlier too. I just didn't want to be the person that had the information.
Yeah.
Don't start it tonight because you won't play NCAA at all. You'll watch. the
Oh,
whole
no, I'm not.
fucking thing.
I'm locked in right now. I'm thinking right now which recruits I need to follow up with.
Oh boy,
a couple 4 stars on the hook right now.
Send some text out.
Yeah, Miami's recruiting their ass off. I take that much.
Well, yeah, it's
Always does.
South Florida got a lot of talent down there.
Just stay out of Hawaii.
That's who you
bitch.
should be, Diva. What's this about?
Well,
Who are you?
Colorado.
Oh yeah, you say you're a quarterback.
Yeah.
You don't go-
And Travis Hunter, Travis Hunter.
Yeah, but you're losing him after this year.
He's going.
I might be out of there too, buddy.
We're going. Where are you going? SEC?
We shall see.
Hey, how about the SEC?
13-1.
The SEC conference is good luck in your recruiting drill.
I appreciate that.
The SEC conference media day is taking place. Nick Saban's down there talking his shit.
Yep.
Texas thinks they're just going to come through and run the SEC. They're not. 20 minutes later, Nick Saban, who's going to be in the SEC championship? I think it's going to be Georgia, and I think it's going to be Texas. Love that. I love that Nick Saban is fucking wide open on a microphone. Like, I really do love that. He's been phenomenal at these SEC media days. He was great on the draft. I was only there for an hour, but I got to watch clips back on the other side.
Awesome.
He's going to be on game day. He is going to be awesome. Like, I think he's going to be phenomenal on TV. But Sankey on a microphone, commissioner of the SEC, he's always going to talk his shit. Listen to what he had to say, Big Ten legend A.J. Hawk.
We know who we are. In the Southeastern Conference, we're the one conference at this level where the name still means something. The southeastern part of the United States, where when we expanded, we actually restored historic rivalries while adding only 100 miles to the longest campus-to-campus trip our student athletes will experience.
And in his head there, while he was reading that, he actually said, sorry ass Big Ten, we're going to try to get in this conversation. But remember, they were going to stop football during COVID, and they got 2 teams from Los Angeles in the Big Ten. That's what Sankey was saying in his head. First of all, we love Sankey. We love that the commissioner loves his conference, and he'll talk shit about every sport. It's not just football. I mean, he's talking about with gymnastics. We've had the last 8 out of 9 national champions. Baseball. He loves the Southeastern Conference, as everybody in SEC country seemingly does. How does that make you feel, though, as a Big Ten guy? And what are your thoughts on it all?
At first, you could say, like, oh, yeah, that pisses you off as a Big Ten person, someone that played in the Big Ten is a fan of the Big Ten. But then I'm like, he's kind of speaking the truth. Yeah, like we got these Big Ten teams coming in. It's a long way away, and you're thinking of the travel and all of that. And he's probably thinking of the SEC. Yeah, they added new teams. He said no more than 100 miles of travel, I guess, with the new teams, which is crazy. So
all the sports.
You're thinking of the fans. You're thinking of all the fans, too, that want to travel and see the games in the conference. So, yeah, he doesn't have to take a shot at the Big Ten, but I understand why he did.
Well, so I like the fact that the Big Ten said he's taking a shot at us because they're the only ones that think that they're the only other conversation.
Oh, yeah. Who's the other one?
Big 12, obviously, West Virginia's conference.
I mean, all four teams in the college football playoff last year. What 2 conferences are they in now?
Dude, when I say this, the 2 conference thing seems to be. It's going to be a north-south.
It's inevitable.
That's where we're going.
It does feel like that. But Sankey's like, I don't think so. Because Diva literally just brought up a pretty good point over there about Florida State.
Yeah, I saw a report saying that if FSU were to leave the ACC, SEC, not interested.
Neither is the Big Ten.
Yeah,
which surprised me.
They say they're a disruptive partner. Yeah.
What do they do? Why?
Well, they're trying to fundraise $750 million right now to get out of the ACC.
Yep.
So I assume, just like NFL teams have meetings, I assume these conferences have meetings. And the ACC saying, you should see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like that type of, is that potentially what it is? Because saying disruptive partner or whatever and all that type of stuff, it's like, what does that mean? And are they going to raise $750 million or whatever it was supposed to be to leave the ACC and then not find a deal? Are they going to be, no offense, Pac-12 in this? Like, how does this even... It's a wild time right now. I mean, and Sankey said, we're not fucking. We're at the perfect number.
That's wild to me. I mean, that's a huge brand. You right now, you're in Tallahassee, Florida. So, I mean, you're in technically kind of SEC country. Like, that's crazy.
Is that what he's saying right now,
I mean, that's what happens when you bitch and moan and lose by 60. No one wants you.
Sankey doesn't seem like a guy that bullshit.
He really, every time he's been very good to our show.
Yeah.
Hasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He's the man.
Anytime he's in the facility of where we are doing our show, he's like, yeah, I'll come on, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Indianapolis, he'll drive, yep, I'll come on, whatever. It's like very nice. Now, granted, a lot of people say, Sankey will do, and I don't think he will.
No.
And whenever you hear him talk, his passion for the SEC is so real.
Yeah, next level.
We're at the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
For the Red River rivalry.
Before they were even actually in the SEC.
And he's standing next to us, and he's like, yeah, this is not the SEC.
This is mine now.
Yeah, this is the SEC. Hey, you're here at an SEC event, It's like, seems like everything's coming up good for the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Big Ten needs one. Ohio State needs to this year in football.
Well, do we, though? Because the Michigan won the national championship last year. So the Big Ten.
It's true.
So real.
Good point.
You forget about that because Harbaugh leaves.
Exactly.
And JJ leaves.
And that's why I was thinking that this morning when he said that. I was like, Sankey, easy. Like, shut the fuck up. Don't be taking a shot at the Big Ten. But then also when you hear what he said, like, geographically speaking, like, he is 1,000% correct. It's weird still thinking that Iowa is going to be, like, going to L.A. to play UCLA or whatever. But also, like...
Cool.
Yeah, it is sweet.
There is positives to it, too.
Absolutely. But then also, then you think of it, it's like, there is, like, a SEC bias or whatever. But, yeah, Ohio State's always in the conversation, and obviously Michigan won the national championship last year.
Think about Michigan real quick, though, because that was a great reminder, and I love that we're getting back into NCAA 2K football. Wink Martindale's their defense coordinator.
Crazy.
Do you know that?
Wow.
We all forgot that.
I remembered it now. I hadn't thought of that in a while. Wow. Yeah.
I saw a picture of Wink and Sharon and somebody else on the internet, and I'm like, so that guy was the interim head coach and offensive line coach and ran the ball 32 straight times to win a game. And then you got Wink on the defensive side of the ball, and they're Michigan.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking about all the starters that left, but it's Michigan. Like, they have...
good recruiting classes.
This isn't... it's like... I think people aren't expecting much from Michigan because they'll turn over, and it's like... I assume that is not the conversation that's taking place in Ann Arbor.
No.
But then you look at what's going on in Columbus, it's like... They got to... You guys got to... Could you imagine... Listen. Could you imagine this Michigan team beats Ohio State again? Oh, my...
But that's what's
Everybody in Ohio knows that.
That's what's sweet, though. They're both going to the college football playoff if that happens still. Like,
yeah, then does that kill the game? That's the whole conversation. Does it kill the one? Because they actually, the next week when they play again.
Unless that game decides, like, where the next game is going to be played, whether it's in Columbus or at the Big House.
Yeah, the one seed.
And we can cook up any.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that type of rivalry is something that we can't lose in football. But, boy, Ohio State, it's everything, right? It's Natty or Ryan Day's gone.
Oh,
right?
yes. Everybody knows. I mean, I don't know what his future would be, but I think he knows. Yeah, we have to beat Michigan, no question.
So it's not even Natty. It's just I can't lose.
It's Natty. Yeah, Natty's. If you lost to Michigan and you still got in the playoff and won it all, people wouldn't be. They'd be okay. They wouldn't be juiced.
What almost happened right when they had Georgia?
Yeah,
missed a field goal, long field goal, 51-yarder, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
and then Georgia would beat TCU by 55.
Yeah, 100 points.
Jeez.
And then Ryan Day, dumb coach, lost to Michigan and lost to Georgia.
Yeah.
3
He's
total
like,
losses.
we fucking almost beat Georgia. They just beat TCU by 55 points in the national championship. Get off my fucking ass.
Yeah.
You lost to Michigan.
2 plays away from being a 2-time national champ.
Dan Orlovsky thinking here.
Shout out.
Shout out Dan Orlovsky.
Shout
Where's
out
show today?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Evan Foxy just reminded me in my ear. Darius, Connor, Ty, all you NCAA 2K football 25 players that signed up to be college coaches and NIL negotiators.
Of course.
And scouters and recruiters and saying, I love this video game. It's a full-time job you signed up for. Maybe you should watch what's going on down in fucking Baton Rouge. Brian Kelly is throwing a fastball. Okay, people saw him dancing, okay, on a little stage, spinning around, throwing up the double guns. People heard the southern accent about his family whenever he went down there. Don't look now, the motherfucker's riding a bull, okay? Now, he's at Texas Longhorn because they're coming in the SEC, and he's letting them know, hey, listen, this ain't no fun and games, just like Nick Saban was doing with Texas. Seems like the SEC, Texas is seemingly you need to relax. Now, is Texas going to the SEC one of the reasons why Arch Manning is even there? You know, because senior Manning, bull plays in the SEC.
Right.
You know, and Texas goes over there and see how it works out. But Brian Kelly is still throwing 102 on the pay. This is why Brian Kelly's LSU team is going to win. Because this guy is 27 at heart, still loves the game, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is also one of those things where he just wants to remind his guys, like, hey, I can have fun. So, like, in 7 weeks, when I'm reddered shit in the face and I'm yelling in your face, calling you, a sea sucker and, a piece of shit and, like, you're worthless. I wish you would fucking die. And he's going crazy and the camera's picking up all that.
I don't think he does that anymore. He's evolved.
I think he still does that quite a bit. I don't know if they show it on camera as much. But
that was Brian Kelly football.
That was kind of his MO. I think he does this. So then after that, like, he can come in on Monday and be like, guys, just remember this guy exists. Yeah. A guy who can loosen his tie a little bit and get on a bull and
toss the tie over his shoulder.
Exactly, and put the 1 up or the LSU up. I can't tell. So yeah, I think that's just kind of like reminding him, like, hey, listen, when we're getting beat and I'm being a dickhead to you, and you want to beat the fucking shit out of me, and maybe you're thinking about it, just remember, I'll loosen the tie and get on the bull. Okay, I'll do it.
You think that's recruiting? You think Dale Dutch has Jay Uso's tattoos right now
thought it was Dutch Danger.
Fuck!
This guy doesn't even know who he is.
Like Dale Dutch.
Well, sorry, I changed my name when I went over there. One of my recruits, he said I had a vision to play for a man named Dale. So
and you just changed your name?
Just
that's what these college coaches will do, though.
Yeah. Just for that day.
Like Coach Kelly. You do any. I saw a video for your reggae artists. And I thought of Coach Kelly as soon as I said, you know what?
What was that?
This is why I auto-recruit. I don't have time to do this foolishness. I got to be who I am. I'm X and O's.
Do you remember, something came on the internet, some recruit asked some coach somewhere who's an adult with a family, people consider successful, paid a lot of money, to sing a song on a voice memo?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, the Bieber song.
It was to Tom Herman, I think, when he was the coach in Texas.
Yep.
Did he do it?
Yep. Do that?
Oh,
He
yeah.
sang Baby by Justin Bieber.
I appreciate...
Whatever it takes.
We played it.
That's what I'm saying. I appreciate the commitment to success and saying, hey, this comes with a job. 16-year-old kid who hasn't proven a fucking thing wants me to sing a song and dance into a voice memo. I'm an adult with a family. I'll do it. If he can throw the ball, catch the ball, tackle somebody good, he's going to make our team better. I'll do it. I don't have that in me at all. But I appreciate the fact that you guys spent $70 to do that.
You'd at least remember your recruits' names, though. I've seen coaches go in the house and completely forget 5 stars' names.
Oh, Brandon Jacobs' son. I mean, Dabo Swinney.
Yeah.
There it is.
If I was on a recruiting trail and, whatever it takes.
Yeah. Debo flew down to Jamaica.
Good athletes.
You
gotta read the caption. You gotta put what the hell it is.
Me on it.
You gotta put the caption.
We not give a rough law. Big jumbo, big sitting dogs, big dirty bass. That one you fully like.
Big dirty bass.
You gotta see the caption, AJ.
Caption says,
I can't see the caption.
It is this particular white man on an in-home visit with a 6'6", 260 edge rusher from Jamaica that has never played football before.
Pretty good. Oh, yeah.
CFB 25, yeah. But that is what college football coaching and recruiting is. Yeah. And you guys just sign up to
committed.
do this.
Yep, committed.
I appreciate that you guys are doing that for all of us. I can't wait to watch you guys play. It's going to be fun.
Pumped.
Thanks for putting in the work for our entertainment.
Gotta do it.
Always.
College football.
Like I related to Sean Paul.
That is.
He's got a little bit of that rhythm.
What'd you guys say he looked like?
I mean, it's Paul.
Beans, Aaron Guerin from Even Stevens, Sheila Buff, one of his buddies.
What a call.
That's exactly what he looks like.
I don't know. I don't know who it is, but I would assume
It's a deep
if
cut.
you're getting that detailed, it looks like that motherfucker.
Exactly.
I would
Spitting image.
I would assume that's the case.
I thought he looked like the MILF hunter.
Yeah, he's got some shot hunter in him for sure.
Got a good flow though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, big time.
Get there.
Strong.
Who's this guy?
That's Beans,
him.
Aaron Guerin. You got to find an updated
He grew
photo
up.
of
No,
him.
that is the updated photo right there. That was 20 years ago.
I see it a little bit.
I mean, I can see like it evolved, I guess. Yeah, I mean,
Stars grown up.
30 years or so. I guess.
Didn't
They
strike
changed
me.
Somebody.
Yeah.
This guy's got a good stash. He can go to Permanis tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
Free sandwich. No. AJ, you shot 80 at a PGA, basically regulated event.
Yeah, twice, right?
80, 84, and 80. What do I need to think about here in my swing to make this shot? Do you think what is a piece of it?
Next one's going in, always.
Oh,
Boom.
Yeah.
I told you. Same, I tell my kids that every night.
boy.
They get all upset when they're missing shots. I'm like, who cares? Keep shooting. Next one's going in.
simple.
Yeah, next shot's best shot.
Bingo.
Our next show's not our best show, though. Let's remember that.
No.
That was fun. Thank you all for allowing us to do this for a living. We're live on X the last couple of days. I don't know how long that'll last.
Okay.
Seems like an interesting platform.
Good test.
You know, there's a.
What do you mean?
Well, just like things that gets the numbers that just get posted on there are hilarious. You know, it is. And I think Elon just said 817 billion minutes of activity was logged yesterday. New record, surpassing 625 billion minutes of activity 2 days before that. Everything. And it's like all the views on X too, seemingly just.
It's all mumbo jumbo.
Up and to the right.
Everything's up and to the right.
Yeah.
X is my favorite platform, though. You know,
The best.
By far.
It is. It's the most informative, I feel like, but also most entertaining, but also seemingly the easiest to kind of get caught in some bullshit.
Sure.
Let's make a promise to ourselves and each other that over the next forever, we're not going to get caught up in the bullshit.
Never again.
We're going to sort out the fake and the fugazi from the real and what we need to focus on. We're going to continue to be positive. We're going to come together. We're going to enjoy the hell out of this life, aren't we?
Hell yeah.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. And congrats to Ingrid.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Coming from us.
Or good on you.
Good luck.
Sometimes rock bottom can come in a very different place.
It's just a little blip. It's all part of the story. Think of the comeback, how pumped we're going to be when we see her pop back up.
I can't wait to hear her next song whenever she goes. The story that's going to come through the next song is going to be fantastic.
Hopefully it's not like 5 days from now and she says, hey, we're good to go, guys. I figured it out.
That's what I'm worried about.
That is certainly,
I'm not against that, you know.
Well, I guess if she figures it out, she figures it out. You're right.
however long it takes. We just hope that she gets healthy. And
I agree.
We hope she enjoys.
Started off today. We had a great show today, and she started us off. So,
yeah.
Thank you, Ingrid.
Were we a part of? Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. And if they're fucking up, you need to tell them too.
Yep.
We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team. Good night.